Pokémon, the biggest media franchise ever created. Hello Kitty who? Star Wars who? No! One giant stands at the top, and their name is Pokémon. Ever since I was 9 years old, I've never truly put down Pokémon. I've been collecting cards, playing the games, and doing everything Pokémon since I was 9 years old, except for wearing those cringy shirts that you would wear when you were like a little kid. I haven't really done that. But regardless, today we will be going through my entire Pokémon collection, starting with all of the sealed products and then moving on to the cards. And by the way, I just want to say, I tried to put all my cards on this table and it just didn't fit. I'll take a picture of how many I have and put it up on screen, but trust me, it just was not going to fit. Now, just a few things before we begin. Firstly, there will be two main sections of this video. The first is going to be what you see here, which is all the sealed products, which is basically everything that's kept in its original packaging. And the second part is going to be all of my cool cards and things like that. Second rule, most things are just rounded to the nearest dollar and sometimes the nearest half dollar. This is just because Pokemon prices change. There's no reason to try and be perfectly exact when doing this. So we're just going to round to the nearest number. So if something is $27.43, it'll just be rounded to either $27 or $27.50. Third, the first part is going to be an order of price, and the second part is going to be in alphabetical order. We'll be sorting the types by alphabet and the individual cards alphabetically as well. Finally, there's no way I'd be able to show you every single card in my collection that is like cool or valuable. So all of the cards that aren't particularly interesting artwork-wise or rarity-wise will be in a time lapse after this section, and then we'll go through all the rest of the cards individually at the end. And with that, let's run it. Okay, we're here, and my head is not cut off in frame this time, so we're ready. We're going to get things started with the very first sealed product, and that is this Prismatic Evolutions Leafeon Tech Sticker Collection. This is coming in at $36 as the least valuable thing I have sealed. Pretty basic thing here. Got a Leafeon Cosmo Holo in the front there with 3 packs of Prismatic Evolutions cards, as well as, of course, our little sticker pack, I guess you'd call it, which is where Tech Sticker Collection comes from. So pretty simple product there. I think I got this from my mom for Easter, I believe. But that's about all there is to this one. Next up, we've got the Mega Kangaskhan EX box with 4 packs of Mega Evolutions cards, and then a promo card here and a Jumbo 3D card there. Don't know if you can really see that there, but the 3D effect might be working. Maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of a stupid looking card, I'm not gonna lie. Now this is at $37, and again, not much backstory to this one. I think I got this one from a friend or online, I'm not exactly sure, but I already had it previously, so I decided not to open this one. And one more thing before we get into the third product, I forgot to mention, we'll be keeping a price tally up here in the corner. We'll be keeping a price tally up there of like the total price of everything in the video. So with that, we will get into our third thing, which is our very first booster bundle, and it is actually a Perfect Order booster bundle. Now, with the current prices of Pokemon cards, usually booster bundles are actually worth quite a bit of money compared to their market value. So a market value for this would be about $30, which is about $5 for 6 packs. As you can see there, 6 booster packs. But this is only at $32, which is still above market price. But your typical booster bundle is usually anywhere from like $50 to even $100. So yeah, this is a bit of an anomaly. Scalpers don't really seem to be enjoying the Perfect Order set very much, and I kind of happen to agree. Kind of a bun set, I'm not gonna lie, with not very many hits. But I mean, it's Pokemon cards, and I like Pokemon cards, so I still open it. But I don't really know what else to say about this one, so we'll just move on. Okay, fourth, we've got my second Tech Sticker Collection here. This one is for Ascended Heroes with a Charmander, Cosmos Holo, little sticker pack, and 3 Ascended Heroes. Pretty much the same thing as the other one, just from a different set. Now this is coming in at $43, and I actually don't remember how I got this one at all. Probably online. Not much backstory to this one either, so we'll move on. Alright, next is our Journey Together booster bundle. This is coming in at about $45. Kind of had this one in the collection for a bit now. I think Journey Together has probably been out almost a year now at this point, maybe more. I don't know. I might be completely off on that, but this one's kind of been sitting in the collection for a bit. Same thing as all the other ones. So every booster bundle has 6 booster packs in it, for those of you who don't know. That's pretty much all it is. It's just this little cardboard box with obviously the wrapping on it, but then 6 packs of whatever set is on the front. Now that is followed by our newest set of Pokemon, actually, Mega Evolutions Chaos Rising. Let you get a look at that. This is the brand new set that's just released pretty recently, depending on when this video comes out. Probably been a week to 2 weeks. I think it was like the very end of May. and it's very beginning of June right now. But anyway, this is sitting at about $47, and I think I managed to grab these off of Pokemon Center official site actually as a pre-order, so I got very lucky there. So that was awesome. But yeah, like I said, $47 for this one. So these two are a little closer to that $50 mark that you typically see, and even that I would consider these on the low end, which if you ask me is pretty surprising considering this is a new set. So usually these are worth a lot more for the first, I don't know, I'd say 2, 3, even a month, 2 or 3 weeks, excuse me, even a month after the set comes out. But this is not really at a super high price, which is a bit atypical to see, I would say. Okay, next up we've got a bit of a weird one here. It's actually the Trick or Trade Booster Bundle for, I believe, I'm not sure what year. It's 2023. I have it in my notes. This is the Trick or Trade Booster Bundle 2023 edition at $55. So in here there's 50 mini packs. As you can see, it says there, 50 mini packs. And I think each pack has about like 3 or 4 cards in it. So not very many super valuable things in here, which is why you would think for 50 mini packs you'd think it'd be worth more, but no. Not a very high item, but it's definitely one of the stranger things that I have. All right, and next we've got another booster bundle here. This is Mega Evolutions booster bundle. So this is the base set of Ascended Heroes, the new Pitch Black set coming out. Ascended Heroes, I think I just said that one. And Chaos Rising that just came out, and Phantasmal Flames. So all of those sets are kind of based off this as a base, which in my mind, base sets usually end up being worth more, I would think, but I might just be basing that off of absolutely nothing. But we've got this one sitting at $63, and we'll move on to the next item. Next, we've got these 2 boxes. There's 2 boxes here. They're sealed together, though. This is a Melmetal EX box and a Black Kyurem EX box. I don't really know much about these. Don't really remember how I got it or anything like that. Kind of a weird item to see 2 kind of individual boxes that seemingly have nothing to do with each other paired together as a set. But anyway, we've got this sitting at $66 for the 2 boxes, and that's all I pretty much got for this one. Okay, here we have our first ETB of the collection, which is an Elite Trainer box. A little bit of slang for you there. You can see across the top, Elite Trainer box. These come with a whole bunch of stuff in them. They're very sought after item in Pokemon. So basically, I'll zoom in a little bit if I can there, if I'm in frame, hopefully. We've got our promo card here, 9 packs, coin, sleeves, dice, little like player's manual, dividers and energy, and also the box. So these market price usually go for, I think, like $50, but of course, they're not worth that with the state of Pokemon right now. And this is actually the cheapest one, like I was saying earlier. Perfect Order is not a super sought after set by scalpers, so it hasn't like shot up in value like other sets have. Still above market price, obviously, at $73, but not at some of the astronomical prices we'll see it with some of the other ones. Speaking of astronomical prices, we've got 3 Ascended Heroes booster bundles, and each of these is coming in at $89 a piece. So for whatever reason, Ascended Heroes is a very valuable set, and I say for whatever reason, but it's probably because the 2 most valuable cards in the set are at about $850 and like $1,100. So lots of valuable cards in this set, which makes the whole value of the entire set go up, even though your chances of pulling those cards is extremely low. So all that is just to say, Ascended Heroes is a very valuable set, and that's why each of these booster bundles costs $90 pretty much. Here we have our first premium collection, Lugia EX and Latios EX premium collection. You can kind of see there we've got promo cards for each of them, and then a big Lugia card. And then you've got 10 packs of Mega Evolutions on this side, and 10 packs of Destined Rivals on this side. Destined Rivals particularly is a very valuable set. So this is coming in at exactly $100, which is very high considering there's 10 packs. That's about $10 per pack, and then of course the 3 promos. But that's about all I've got for this one. Here we have the first of 3 tins in a set of the Galarian Bird Trio of Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. Here we have Galarian Zapdos. This tin is at $103, and I believe this is from the Crown Zenith set. Yep, Crown Zenith tin. You can see right there, Crown Zenith where my finger is. Crown Zenith is a pretty valuable set, and there is 5 Crown Zenith booster packs in here, as well as that card in the front, so hence the reason for the high price on this guy. Next up, we've got our second ETB of the video, and that is our Shrouded Fable. So it has basically all the same stuff. Every Elite Trainer box has this sort of set of stuff down here with all of the extras and then the 9 packs. Now recently they've been getting up to 9 packs, but before they used to be 8 packs, I believe. So before they might have actually been at $50 market price, and now they might be at $60. I'm not sure, just because you can't ever find them at market price literally anywhere. So yeah, that's our Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer box. I think I forgot to say that's at $112. Here's the second tin in the Galarian Birds trio, Crown Zenith tins. This one is the exact same as the other, except this one has the Galarian Articuno promo in the front there, and for whatever reason that has made this one more valuable at $115. Third ETB here, again, same stuff in the back. This one is Scarlet and Violet. This is the Koraidon version. This actually comes in two versions. There's this one, and there's also the Miraidon version. So this one I think is trending a little cheaper than the other one for whatever reason. I guess people like Miraidon more. I think I personally prefer Koraidon, so kind of cool that I have this one. I like the look of this trainer box. Pretty sleek, I think. I like the gold and red. Yeah, just your standard ETB like all the others. And this one is at $129. Now this is something special. We have our very first Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. So the difference about these is the promo on the back here. Not sure if you can see this in the camera. Not sure if it'll pick up. But right where my finger is, there's a very small stamp on the promo card that says Pokemon Center. In fact, I'll just put a graphic up on screen, like probably about here. We'll have the Pokemon Center one and the standard one here. You can kind of see in the bottom corner. There's a difference in the card there. So that's the only difference in these. It comes with a special card that has that extra stamp on it. And these are produced in a much smaller quantity than the standard ones. So both that version of the promo card and this version of the box as proxy becomes much more expensive. So we've got this one at $129, which is actually very cheap for any Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. Like I said, Perfect Order is not a very favored set among people, I think, which is why this Elite Trainer box is not worth nearly as much as some other Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes you'll see. And this promo card here is, I think the standard version is at about $5, and the promo is probably around $40, $45, which kind of gives you an idea of the price differences between these more limited cards. But that's all for this one. We'll see one more of these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes later. Here we've got our fifth Elite Trainer box. This one has our Tornadus promo here, and this is our White Flare. So this is the counterpart to the Black Bolt set. They were both released together. So they are both sets that feature only cards from the Unova region, which is Gen 5 of Pokemon. A favorite region of mine. I think this is one of like the coolest sets ever. They have a lot of illustration rares, as well as Pokeball texture and Master Ball texture cards, which I think are just very cool. I like what they've done with this set, and I think a lot of people agree with me because we've got this guy at $131. And finally, for our three Galarian Bird tins, we have our Moltres tin. This guy's at $132. For whatever reason, he's more expensive than the other two, even though it is the exact same, aside from the Moltres promo there. And I don't even think the promo card is worth extremely more than the other two cards, so I'm not sure what has caused this one to be worth more, but it is, and I'm not complaining. This is definitely the weirdest thing I have in my collection. It is a holiday calendar, and one that doesn't even have a particular year on it. So usually Pokemon will release holiday calendars that are assigned a specific year, like a 2023, 2024, etc. Now this one, for whatever reason, doesn't have a specific year anywhere on it, and so it was a bit of a challenge actually finding this one online. But it turns out that for whatever reason, this one is one of the most valuable ones by a decent margin too. And it shows you what's all in the box down here. Pretty small. I'll just read it out. It's got so basically this is a super scam. Considering it is at $143, you're not getting any of your money worth out of this. Even though it's Sword and Shield booster packs, which is a bit of an older set now, I don't think there's any way you'd ever be getting your value out of this. So kind of weird that this was priced so highly. Okay, our third to last Elite Trainer box. So Prismatic Evolutions is an extremely valuable set, and that is because of the highly esteemed God Pack. So basically that is a pack with all of the super valuable cards in the set in it, and that pack alone is valued at probably, I would guess, like $3,000, just all the stuff that's inside it. Pointing at this, there's our promo there. It's an Eevee card, kind of a cute card, lounging and sleeping. It's got all the same stuff in it, but this guy is at $162. Here is the first booster box of of my collection. And wouldn't you know it, it is perfect order. So it is the cheapest yet again. What a booster box is, for those of you who don't know, is this compact little thing. Basically this kind of almost flimsy, I would say, cardboard container, obviously wrapped. And inside, you can kind of see through the wrapping there, is 36 booster packs. So this is purely booster packs, nothing else, none of the theatrics, no like coins or sleeves or anything like that. This is purely just for people who want to rip and open packs or hold them and be a chud like I do. So this is at $187, which puts it actually barely above market price at about $160 to $150. Now, by sheer size, this is one of the biggest things in my collection. As you can see, pretty big box here. This is the Mega Charizard EX Ultra Premium Collection. Very long-winded name, as you can see there on the box. So these, like Mega Ultra Premium Super Collections, usually come with promos up here, as you can see. Usually one or two or even more. It comes with a playmat, a nice metal coin, some dice, obviously the two promos, dividers, a little deck box, and it also comes with numerous packs there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 packs, which are mixed variety. I think there's some Journey Together, Surging Sparks, Destined Rivals, Mega Evolutions, and Phantasmal Flames in here. Now this box itself released with the Phantasmal Flames set, and it is sitting at $236 right now. Another booster box here, and it is a very recent addition to my collection, as it is Chaos Rising. So again, this set just released. Same story as the Perfect Order booster box, and this guy is at $237. Not much else to say about this. Here we have the other premium collection in my collection, and that is the premium figure collection from Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions. So again, this is the same set as that Elite Trainer box, Prismatic Evolutions, and this is at $259. So you've got, of course, your two promos here, your pin, your figure, and sleeves, and of course 10 Prismatic Evolutions packs, which is the reason for the extremely high price. Kind of an absurd price for this one, if you ask me, as many Pokemon products are right now, but this one in particular kind of just exploded out of nowhere, Okay, with this, we are halfway through my booster boxes, and this is a Journey Together Enhanced booster box. Now, what does Enhanced mean? All that's different is it has one bonus promo card there, and that usually gives it just a little bit more value. Nothing insane, but this guy's at $277. Journey Together is a decently popular set. Definitely not the most popular, but I think people like it. There's definitely some people that don't, but I'm one of the people that really likes it. It has a lot of these cards that feature like Pokemon with their trainers, as you can see on the box art there. That's something that I really like here as well. That's one of my favorite things in cards, is like just a lot of things going on with trainers and Pokemon being featured together, and this set has that. So I like this one a lot, and again, $277 for that one. And again, another booster box here. This is Mega Evolutions, the base set. Not an enhanced one, so not much to say about this one, but it is at $317 currently. Now, this is one of the older things in my collection. It is a Arceus V-Star Ultra Premium collection. You can see on the back here, it's got lots of packs, a couple promos, a playmat, dice, a coin, and like a plastic V-Star token. As you can kind of see on the front, I got this for only $100, and I think I got it probably like 4 years ago at this point, maybe even 5. What sets are in this? Yeah, this is Brilliant Stars and Astral Radiance, those kind of sets. Does it say what? Nope, doesn't specify what packs are in here. So yeah, it's got some older sets in here. And just kind of gives you an idea of, back before Pokemon cards really exploded, you could regularly find things like this. Now there'd be no shot. In fact, this has gone up to $345 just by sitting in my closet. And that's why you hear people saying things like, Pokemon is like an actual investment strategy. Now, do I view it like that? I don't know. And I'm not well-versed in money enough to be giving my opinions on things like that. So I'm going to shut up and move on to the next thing. Here we have one of the loudest things in my collection, and it is the Celebrations mini tin display. So there is, I believe, 8 tins in here. You can kind of see through the wrapping. I'll put one up on screen to make it more clear. It's like a set. It's like these little tins, and each of them has 2 packs in it, I believe. Of course, this like box doesn't say what's in here at all, but I believe each mini tin is like featuring like the starters. You can kind of see all like the groups of them or on the box all over. So this is like a decently prized thing. I think people like things that involve the starters, and especially the Celebration set there. You can see that stamp. Again, any product that's involved with this set has this stamp on it. So this guy is currently at $422. Another booster box this time, and if my mic would stop falling over, I could tell you it is Phantasmal Flames this time. This guy is at $478. And again, just another standard booster box here. Phantasmal Flames is a very valuable set. People love Charizard, and this set is featuring him prominently, and I think the most valuable card in this set is a Charizard card. Not aware of how much that card is, but I know it's in the triple digits for sure. So people love this set. It's very valuable, and that's all I've got for this one. Okay, the second and final Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. You can see it's got that stamp there. Is my Mega Evolutions Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer box. I managed to snipe one of these off the Pokemon Center queue, which is pretty much the only way you're able to get these now, with scalpers just trying to get their hands on them. But anyway, it's got that promo there with the stamp, all the same stuff in the box. And this one, I think the promo is, I'm not sure the exact prices. I'll put them up on screen so you can see that price difference there. And because Ascended Heroes is a very valuable set, this one is sitting at a very high price of $522. Okay, we are down to the last 5 and most valuable 5 things in my sealed collection. And number 5 is this right here, the Sword and Shield Ultra Premium Collection Charizard. So this guy comes with 3 promo Charizard cards, a bunch of packs, and all these like golden things down there in the corner, as well as a playmat you can see there. So again, this one I got for $119 back before Pokemon really exploded. And boy, am I glad that I kept this sealed. Thank you, 14-year-old me. But yeah, you've got kind of a rambling paragraph there. The orange box here, pretty cool looking. Pretty sleek, if you ask me. I like this white design with the Charizard on the front. And also these promos. Those promos are awesome. If things aren't showing up in the camera, I'll just be putting up pictures on screen because I might be making myself look like an idiot. But anyway, enough rambling. You're not here to listen to me ramble. You're here to look at my collection. And the price on this guy is $558. Okay, 4th most valuable sealed product. And my last booster box is Destined Rivals. I mentioned earlier, Destined Rivals is a pretty valuable set, and the price of this box definitely shows that. The most valuable card in this set, one of definitely, is Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, or it's Giovanni's Mewtwo EX. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have the card. Wish I did. That would be awesome. But anyway, this one's similar to Journey Together. Has a lot of cards featuring like trainers with their Pokemon, which again you can see all over the box art. So people love this set even more than Journey Together. And this is a pretty recent set too. I believe it's probably been out for like, well, if Journey Together's been out for a year, following that logic, this has been out for less than a year. But again, I think I'm pretty wrong with that time scale there. But anyway, rambling aside, this is at $650. Now here we have the final Elite Trainer box of the video, and it is the 151 Scarlet and Violet Elite Trainer box. On the back here, here's our Snorlax promo card. Now this one I've had for a very, very long time. Since 151 came out, I believe, which actually might not be that long, but for some reason in my mind, it feels like I've had this one for a very long time. I don't know what possessed me to not open it. I must have known it was going to be valuable, but we've got 9 packs in here, so it couldn't be that old. Got all the same stuff as a normal Elite Trainer box, but for some reason, 151, extremely valuable set, kind of that Gen 1 nostalgia slop that the older Pokemon fans love, especially like the 30, 40-year-old scalpers. This is the stuff they go crazy for, but they'll never get their hands on it because it's staying with me until I die. And it is actually at $665. This pathetic looking little thing is actually the second most valuable sealed product I have. Got it in this little Ziploc bag just because it is so old, but I don't want to risk it getting open to air damage there, and you can see it's even got kind of a weird cut there at the top. This is a EX Crystal Guardians pack. Crystal Guardians is a very old set, and it's so old that it was back when Pokemon was doing 9 cards per pack. Now, I haven't done a super amount of research into why this set is so valuable, but I think it's just because as it gets old, the rarer cards in the set appreciate in value, which causes the pack itself to appreciate in value. Now, this particular pack is featuring the Jirachi on the front there, but this is not the only design for this pack. I think there's a Blaziken, there might be a Garchomp, and I think there's probably a couple others. I think there's a Charizard as well. Now, there's very, very few listings of these online, so much so that the usual place you'd go to find prices for things like this. TCG Player only has one listing, and it is at 1.3 grand. Now, I didn't think that was very realistic, so I did some more digging. Looked around at some other sites like Price Charting and eBay. And anyway, finding a roughly low estimate, a reasonable estimate towards kind of the lower middle end, this I found to be at $972. Okay, now finally, the most valuable thing in my sealed collection is this right here. And I'm going to be very careful with it because if anything happened to it, I'd probably throw myself off the roof of my house. But this is from the 25th anniversary celebration set that I've mentioned a couple times. It's got that Pikachu stamp there on the top, Pikachu stamp there on the front. I'm an idiot. You can see that right there. And this design is actually a big Pikachu tail. I will very carefully lift that up and show you. Now this, we have
2 commemorative metal cards featuring base set Pikachu and base set Charizard. 1 special gold version of Pikachu V. 1 special gold version of Pokeball, whatever that means. A stunning Pikachu and a stunning Charizard and Pikachu enamel pin. 1 metal Pokemon coin, 17 TCG celebrations packs. 4 card booster packs, excuse me. 8 additional Pokemon TCG booster packs. A player's guide to game mechanics throughout the Pokemon TCG. 3 starter packs with the
a whole bunch of yap. Celebrations is an extremely valuable set. Again, nostalgia slop. People love this stuff. There's talks that there's going to be a 30th anniversary coming up here soon, which means I've had this for probably about 5 years. I'm so glad 14 or 13-year-old me had the foresight to not open this, as now it is by a pretty decent chunk the most valuable thing that I have sealed. I honestly don't even remember where I got this from. My parents might have bought it for me for my birthday. I owe a lot of the value of this collection to them. By all means, not trying to claim that this collection is all me, because it definitely is not. But with all that yap aside, this is at $1,228. And with that, we've concluded everything I have in my sealed collection. Now, you can obviously see up in the corner what the total price is, but I'll say it right now anyway. Currently, we are at $9,383. Now, thankfully for you, that's the last you're going to have to see of my face, but unfortunately, you're going to have to sit through 2 more hours of my grating voice as I show you through the rest of my collection in the form of all of my individual cards. But with that, that's all from me.
Okay, hello. Here we have each stack of cards that are going to go in rapid fire before we get into the actually cool ones. This section is going to be quick, so feel free to pause if you want to zoom in and look at anything in detail. We will be going in alphabetical order, starting with Dark, then going to Dragon, Electric, Fairy, Fighting, Fire, Grass, Normal, Psychic, Steel, and finally Water. And then we have these 3 bottom piles. These are Pokeball and Master Ball cards from Prismatic Evolutions and Black Bolt White Flare. These are cards from the Generations and Legendary Treasures Radiant Collection sets, and these are just miscellaneous cards that are worth something, but don't really have any interesting art or anything else interesting about them. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and let you just enjoy looking at these cards for a few minutes, but if you want to skip to the more interesting cards, go to this timestamp here.
Bang, bang, bang. Okay, we're freaking here, chat. Just a couple final things to say before we get in. Like I said, everything's going to be in alphabetical order, and there are also some cards that are kind of just boring, normal cards that I forgot to take out, but we'll just have to deal with that. And finally, all the cards' prices will be listed up somewhere around up here, and that's all according to the actual condition of the card. So basically we have near mint, lightly played, moderately played,
Editor's note, I forgot to say heavily played.
and damaged. I'll throw a couple PNGs up on screen here to kind of show you what each one looks like. But other than that, that's a lot to get into, so we'll kind of just skip over that for now. And with that, let's finally get to everything we've been waiting for with our very first card here. An Absol, very cool looking, up on the mountain. Full art Absol EX here, kind of boring, not much to say about this one, but still a cool full art. Look at that rainbow, very cool. We've got two dark type Charizards here. Our first one is this one. Got that freaking dark thing on his head. This is from Obsidian Flames down here, you can see. And here's the more rare version of that one. This one's worth a bit of money, I believe. Same set, more rare. Very cool, very crystalline looking, looking Charizard there. Then we've got this full art Team Rocket's Crobat EX. Not much to say about this one either, just another rainbow full art looking guy. And here we've got, I think, we've got three of the same freaking Darkrai card. Cool looking evil guy. I don't really know what he's doing, I'm not gonna lie. Got a Drapion here, reaching towards us, very scary, probably gonna kill the shit out of us. We've got Eternatus VMAX here with Rose there in the front. Get a good look at him there. And Eternatus VMAX with his giant gaping maw, ready to eat him. Very scary, very scary. A card I very much like here is this Greninja Star from the Celebration set. He's a bit of a Cosmos Hollow there. I believe that's what you call that sort of bubble rainbow pattern you see there. Very cool promo card. Very old school styling, even though this came out in 2021. We've got Guzzlord GX here. Not exactly sure what set that's from, but probably pretty old, around Sun and Moon era. That's when the GXs and the Ultra Beasts were being made into cards. Rainbow border there. Pretty cool full art looking GX. Giant spiky mouth in there. Eating sloppily. Tyrannical hole. Glutton GX, all words that would describe me, I would say. It's very cool. Hydreigon EX, nothing on the back there, don't know why I did that. This is from the White Flare set. Very cool. He's kind of sitting there on the mountain. Greedy eater. Not sitting, he's flying around in the thunderstorm. He's very, very cool. Very Loner Sigma energy on this guy. Then we've got this much more lame Hydreigon from SSP English. Don't remember what that is. Surging Sparks, probably. Surging Sparks, I believe. Look at that very cool rainbow pattern. We'll move on from that one. His more cool and elaborate counterpart with this not holographic, just kind of rainbow colored border. A little bit of holographic in his eye there. Very cool Hydreigon EX. Very cool. We've got Mega Absol EX. Older card, I believe. Yeah, 2015. Like the year I was born or something like that. Nah, I'm just joking. I think we've only got one of these guys too. Yep. Galarian Moltres here. Malevolent Charge, kind of flying down from some sort of dark and disturbing orb. Kind of scary, low-key. He's definitely in danger, right? Like, look at that. He's freaking out. He's freaking the fuck out. Here we've got Mega Sharpedo EX. Very cool, kind of, you can kind of see the holographic pattern there on the card. See what I'm talking about? Almost looks like a fingerprint. Very cool Japanese characters here. Very characteristic of this era of Pokemon card. These are some of my favorite cards, I would say. These Mega cards, these old school Mega cards. Got a few of them. More Japanese characters here on this Mega Tyranitar EX. Very cool, kind of just the regular, not the full art. But next here we've got the full art. Same, actually here, let's do a test. I don't know how to read Japanese, so I can't tell if that's saying the same thing. I believe it is. Yes, I believe it is. Don't know what it says. Still very cool, same sort of holographic texturing on the card, that fingerprint pattern. Next we've got two Okidogi EXs. Same thing with kind of other cards we've had. One is just the more rare version. This is the less rare. This is the more rare. Generally you can kind of tell that based on the number down there in the bottom corner. So this is 82 out of 64 and this is 90 out of 64. Got this Pecharunt here in the purple woods. Kind of don't know where he's at. Seemingly in some sort of fairy dimension. Got Poochyena here playing in the field. Very cool. Holographic card. Got this full art Hisuian Samurott V. This is another example of what I was talking about. This card on the left here is much more rare. This card on the left, well actually no, I lied. This card on the left, excuse me, is much more rare than the card on the left, but they are from different sets. So that's kind of a thing to be aware of. That rule only applies if they're from the same set. You can tell the differences in the sets by that little symbol in the bottom corner there. So on this one, there's that little symbol I'm talking about. And on this one, there's that one. Then we've got Spiritomb here, sort of looming over this humble person. Very scary looking. seemingly up to no good. Certainly about to do immense harm to that person. Toxtricity here, walking down a flight of stairs. Low-key don't know what's going on here. This sort of graffitied area. We got that cool Zangoose and Seviper art on the wall. Rocky helmet. Lots of cool references to catch here in this one, actually. Then we've got Umbreon EX here. This is from a, I believe, Prismatic Evolutions like premium collection box. And I believe I got this from the same box I pulled kind of the most valuable thing in my collection, which I will show you at the very end of the video. So stick around for that, guys. We've got this very cool Umbreon VMAX. I remember we were on a road trip going to a music festival, and we had stopped in a town, and they had a card shop, and I had purchased this for, I think, about $70. I think right now it's sitting at about $110. Ignore the post-it notes here. This is just for me to kind of keep my cards separated and organized. Doesn't really mean anything. We've got this Team Rocket's Wheezing. Kind of a cool art style there. This Maximum Chiller here. Weird look in his eye, not gonna lie. Kind of uncomfortable. Got this Whirlipede here. Kind of cool, running at the camera. Whirlipede's a very cool Pokemon. I like Scolipede, I like Venipede. This is from Black Bolt. Very cool. Yveltal EX. This is from a very old X and Y collection. It's a promo card down there you can see in the corner. Very valuable card, I believe. Just one of them. Very valuable card. Yveltal there in the front and Xerneas in the back, the two legendaries of the X and Y games and that region. Xerneas being sort of X-shaped symbolically and Yveltal being Y-shaped. Very cool card, very cool gold border that was kind of also reminiscent of this era of Pokemon cards back in 2017. Not something they do so much anymore in the same style. It's got this very cool pattern there. You can see kind of what I'm talking about. Kind of the differences in how some of the lines are horizontal and some are vertical. Very cool card. Our last two for dark types are Zoroark Break. Got two of them there. Very first break card of the collection that you guys are seeing. Kind of a weird time for Pokemon, and they were just making sideways cards. They've never done this before, or they've never done this since, excuse me. Gold Zoroark there. Yeah, not much to say about these. They're kind of an anomaly in Pokemon. And our final card here is N's Zoroark EX. Got N kind of looming there in the background, that same sort of style from Journey Together, where they've got their trainer in the background or something of the sort. Kind of that relatively monocolor background. But yeah, with that, we will move on to our next type, which I believe is Dragon. Okay, Dragon types. Here we go. Altaria EX here, kind of flying, holographic border around them there. Yellow background, kind of a cool looking card. Just a full art EX. Axew, the basic Pokemon of one of my favorite lines, I would say. Haxorus is a very, very cool Pokemon. This is from the black set. Very cool looking card. Sitting there at kind of mountain, gazing up into the sky. We've got Dialga EX here. Some sort of fingerprint holographic pattern. Just kind of a full art. Again, very reminiscent of the times for Pokemon. We've got a full art Druddigon here. Very cool. Holographic pattern. Not sure who this is. Not gonna lie. Kind of just being chiller mode. Ooh, that's a very cool thing I haven't noticed. That sort of claw pattern over the dragon symbol. Very cool. We've got Fracture. Sort of stomping in some mysterious tracks. We've got all kinds of tracks here. Very cool. And we've got Garchomp V. Kind of Cynthia chiller maxing in front of him. Aura farming, not gonna lie. Almost like a sky looking background. Same claw symbol over the dragon. Very cool. And here we have one of my most recent, extremely valuable additions to my collection. This card is probably sitting at around $900 now, $800, $900. Very intricate card from Ascended Heroes set, one of the most recent sets. Got kind of Dratini there, Dragonair there, and of course the man himself, Mega Dragonite. Very, very cool card. I was ecstatic when I pulled this. Actually, a video of it up on my TikTok channel, if that interests you at all. And we've got, I didn't even notice that ever, we've got Dragonite chilling down there. Whatever Ryuno Glide is. We've got two of the same card here, I believe, from the same set. We've got Mega Latios EX and Mega Latios EX. Got kind of the normal one here, and then we've got the full art one here. Very cool cards. Again, big fan of these Mega Evolution, or these Mega Era cards. Then we've got Mega Salamence EX. Kind of cool, bursting through the card. Very scary, very angry. We've got Noivern Break. We got two of these guys as well. Gold, also kind of doing the bursting through the screen thing. Might come and get you if you're not careful. Be afraid, be very afraid. Got Noivern EX here, kind of a vortex looking pinkish background behind him. And there's just him chilling in the front. Not much to say about that one. Now, unfortunately, this card is not worth very much, but I think it's a very cool looking card. Rayquaza VMAX here. Rapid Strike from, I forget which set this is, that they were doing Rapid Strike, Single Strike, and Fusion Strike, I believe. That actually might be the name of the set. I think it's called Fusion Strike. This was a very popular set when it was releasing, I think, and then it kind of just tanked and went nowhere. Low-key. Yeah, kind of just sitting here looking at this card, admiring its beauty. Kind of also a Vortex here. He's got the VMAX clouds above his head from the game. That was a big characteristic of that Sword and Shield game if you've played that. Also kind of has the fingerprint holographic pattern. Very cool card. And another very cool card here. Excuse my itch. Another very cool card here is this Reshiram and Zekrom GX. Love the look of this card. Very cool holographic rainbow pattern going through the eyes of Zekrom and Reshiram. And we've got N, the goat himself, just kind of hanging out. Very cool looking card. Very ornate. Very intricate. Another cool thing about Pokemon cards is that they have the illustrator issued there. Moving on from that one, got two N's Reshiram cards here. This one is stamped, so I believe this one was from an enhanced booster box. This one I think I just pulled. But yes, another very intricate card here with N. I'll just show you this one. They're both the same. N chilling there, almost angelic looking with his Reshiram descending from the heavens. Rays of sunlight coming through. Very awesome, very ornate. Got something going on down here with this pillar. Might be something to do with N's castle. Very cool, very cool. Put these away. Got Salamence EX here. Kind of just the normal full art. And then we've got the secret art. Why are they stuck together? Very sticky on this card. Got the secret full art here. Flying through the sky. It looks like a sunset or a sunrise. Mountains in the background. Oh, he's breathing fire too. He's like sick as freak, bro. Holy voice crack. From the Journey Together sets. Not sure what that I means, not gonna lie. Very cool. I love these ornate cards. They just have so much attention to detail. As money grubbing as the Pokemon Company still is, their art quality and the illustrators they hire are pretty amazing. Making some really great art on these cards. But enough glazing. We've got a couple cards left for Dragon here. This dirty ass top loader. Tatsugiri, very cool. I bought this from a card shop. I was like, this is such a unique card. Very cool, like almost a school of Tatsugiri here. Very interesting art style. Not your typical Pokemon card art style. That's why I like it so much. Very unique, very cool. Finally, we've got two N Zekroms here. One is a Pokemon Center version, and one is just kind of your standard version. So these come from an Elite Trainer box. An Elite Trainer box usually comes with the standard version and the Pokemon Center version of a card. The Pokemon Center versions are usually a lot more rare because the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are sort of a much more limited stock than the standard ones. So these cards end up being worth a lot more, which I'll kind of put a little pop-up of the cost on screen, the cost difference between these as an example of that. But anyway, we'll just take a look at this guy. Holographic pattern. Zekrom charging up his big butt tail there. N aura farming in the front like he always does. Sort of crashing into the ground or something, seemingly. Very cool cards to finish off our Dragon type before we move on to whatever comes after Dragon. Not sure. Lock in. We've got Electric here. And we're going to be starting with Iono's Bellibolt EX. So how I rule this is, if it's kind of a smaller word here in the front, I don't count that as part of the alphabetizing. Alphabeticaling, that is not a word. We've got Iono's Bellibolt EX here, so this would just count as B. We've got very cool rainbow border going on there. Or not rainbow border, sort of rainbow like outline on the Pokemon with a gold border. Iono there looking as interesting as she always does. And Bellibolt kind of chud maxing there on the front, very cool. We've got Boltund VMAX. These VMAX cards are very cool, I feel. Sort of got that whirlwind around them. Boltund, a low-key a forgettable Pokemon, not gonna lie though. Still a cool card. We've got Dedenne GX. Very extremely yellow card. Interesting geometric pattern there you can see. It's me flickering this card in the light. Got a full art Flaffy here with Elisa in the background. Oh, she's in front of a mirror. How curious. I've never noticed that. See, I'm learning just as many things as you guys by looking at my cards in this much detail. That's cool. Got another very yellow card here with another sort of geometric pattern there. Holographic Alolan Golem GX rocking out with his taser body and big rocky beard and mustache. Very interesting looking guy. Iono's Kilowattrel here. Very chibi-esque art style, I think you would call that. Sort of a bevy in the corner. Field of Flowers. Very cool looking card. Another card that doesn't fit the typical art style of Pokemon, I would say. Very interesting. Oh, there's a Magnemite cloud in the background. Very cool. Got a Luxray break here. Very golden, very cool. Not much to say about these, not gonna lie. Got Luxray EX. There is 2 of these, I remember that. Just a full art card here. Rainbow outline. Holographic patterning. Not very much texture on these more modern EX cards, unfortunately. That was one of my favorite part about the older cards. We've got Palmot here. 2 of them, in fact. With his little brothers, his previous evolutions down there, and him being absolute chud maxing. Almost like a Snorlax, kind of vegging out. Very cool. Not much else to say about this one. Kind of just chilling on the farm. Cool that you've got your 2 previous evolutions there. Love it when cards do that. Very cool, very rainbow. And then we've got one more card before we get to the Pikachu section. Every LARPing Pokemon fan's favorite section. Pichu Bros, period. Period. Nothing else to say about this one. Simply just the Pichu Bros. I believe I found this card and a lot of my other old cards on a vacation with my friend. We were in Wisconsin, and one of his older cousins had a bin of Pokemon cards that were kind of just sitting around, and he brought them and was like, hey, you guys can have whatever you want from here. I don't really engage in the hobby like that. So that was kind of awesome. A lot of my super valuable cards have come from that collection, so I'm very, very grateful to that experience and to him for allowing me to have these cards. I kind of just dug through and chose what I want. No, I didn't really know what I was looking for, to be honest, but I think this is one of the cards I grabbed, and this card is worth quite a bit of money, I believe. But with that, we will move on to the Pikachu section. We've got a huge collection of Pikachu cards here. Jesus, I don't even remember there being that much. That's kind of insane. That's a lot of Pikachus. But anyway, of course, I'm breaking my own rule here. This should be at the very front, but for the purposes of this video, I wanted to keep them all together. This is back when I was playing the card game. I think this was at an event, and I kind of just took them. Not sure if I was allowed to, but I did. And glad I did, because I think each of these are worth quite a bit of money right now, even though they're kind of in, I think, a moderately played condition. Not in the best of condition, but very reminiscent of each generation of Pokemon. I think there's 7 of them. There's one of them I'm missing for whatever reason. But yeah, pretty cool cards there. Got Flying Pikachu V from the Celebration set. He's kind of super fat Pikachu chudding out. Got that rainbow holographic pattern. Bunch of balloons tied to him. He's flying around. Now you got Flying Pikachu VMAX, sort of reaching his ultimate chud fat form. Got even more balloons to hold his rotund belly up. Got his anger cloud up there. Freaking weird ass Jellicent looking plane down there from the Celebration set also. Very cool that tells you that he evolves from Flying Pikachu. Just a lot of details in these cards, on these one-off kind of cards that are very cool looking. Got an older Pikachu here. Cool looking, not much to say about this one. I don't really know the lore here, but he's kind of old. He's worth at least a little bit. Kind of cool. They've got this guy who's worth quite a bit of money from one of the older sets. It might be Skyridge, I believe. If not, I probably look like an idiot. Not holographic, kind of just normal. Still very cool, almost like a clay looking sort of guy against like a 2D background. Mix of 3D and 2D forms there. Very cool. They've got kind of this normal Pikachu from the X and Y era, Cosmos Hollow. Got those same dots there. Jumping through a flower field, very cool. Another jumping Pikachu, seemingly a favorite activity of his. A very unique Cosmos Hollow there. You can kind of see the textures in the camera. Almost psychedelic looking. Awesome. Another holographic Pikachu here, Cosmos Hollow even, one would say. Another Sun and Moon promo. And then we've got 2 of this guy. Kind of fat chud Pikachu. A little bit of electric lightning bolts coming from his cheeks. Any card that has this 25 stamp is from the 25th anniversary celebration set. So that's how I know that. Caterpie in the background, Paris in the background. Gen 1 favorites. Very cool. And we've got one of my favorite cards. Very, very intricate. Got a lot going on here. We've got VMAX Urshifu in the background. Calyrex, Shadow Rider VMAX seemingly. He's got a blue cloud up there where my finger is. Got a Crobat, a Hisuian Zoroark, Inteleon, and an Zacian. And then finish it off with Pikachu in the middle. Some sort of greenish blue, aquamarine even, for my artsy people out there. Sort of colors going on. out of his cheeks. Don't know why that color is wild charge. Maybe that's what he's doing. He's charging up so he can run at you because he's evil like that or something. Not sure. Very cool looking card. Very cool. Gone up in price recently too, I believe. We've got Pikachu from the Radiant Collection sets. One of the two. I don't really remember if it's the Legendary Treasures or the Generations one. I'm not going to lie. We've got two of them here. Unfortunately, these are also in like moderately played condition. So not worth as much as they could be. But still very cool card. Bunch of Pikachus piled up. Got some gemstones hanging from the corner. Something only really the Radiant Collection sets have done. Just a very unique card. Very unique set of cards. I really enjoy the Radiant Collections. Got a basic Pikachu EX here. Kind of normal looking, but he's with the Pikachus nonetheless. X and Y promo. I think he's worth quite a bit of money just because he's kind of getting old there up in age. 2015, that would make him 6. Nope, I don't know why I said 6. 11 years old. Very, very basic Pikachu EX here. Just from Surging Sparks. Just got his, I forget what this is called, I'm not going to lie. But he's got that special typing of terrestrialization going on. And then finally finishing it off, just kind of a very basic Pikachu EX. Kind of a cool holographic pattern though. Sparkles all over, got his butt in the camera. He's low-key twerking it. Why is he doing that? But with that, we've concluded the Pikachu section. We can go on to Radiant Chudbug here. He's shiny, I think. He's radiant, very radiant. He's irradiated. Chernobyl Charjabug. Got Raichu here. We've got, no, I don't know why I thought there was two of them. Just got one Raichu here. Very cool card from the Paldean set. Chudding out on the bed. He's got some electricity coming from his fingers. Probably going to electrocute himself awake like an AED. One Raichu break here. Stomping on us with his weirdly ginormous feet. Oddly large, I feel like, for the size of his body. Got Thundurus here. Casting down lightning with his big ass claws like Zeus. He's got his beads, his balls coming out of his butt back there. Spiky too. Probably would hurt quite a bit. Got a Yamper here chilling on the bed with a pillow he ripped open. Very naughty. Naughty little dog. As most dogs are if you've ever had a dog in your life. I think this has happened to anybody that they've ripped apart something in the house and kind of just been a chud and sat there and expected you to clean it up. I remember pulling this from a 151 box like premium collection I had purchased. Very cool card. Got Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres flying around in the sky. I love cards that do that, feature other Pokemon that are kind of in the same vein. This is the Legendary Bird Trio for those who don't know. So all these guys are kind of related to each other. They're like cousins or whatever, something like that. Flying to the sky, lots of vibrant colors on this card. Very, very cool card. Like it a lot. And finishing off Electric, we've got Zeraora V. Don't know who that is in the background. I feel like that's like a player character from Sun and Moon, I want to believe, or something like that. Something from that era for sure. Zeraora in the front here, glowing horns and whiskers. Kind of a forgettable Pokemon. Rapid Strike. Not even sure if he's a legendary or a mythical, but I believe he just got a Mega Evolution in the new game. And maybe he had a Mega Evolution before, I don't know. Actually, he's kind of forgettable. I'm sure if you said name an electric type legendary, there's probably 3 or 4 others you would mention before you would mention Zeraora though. But still a very cool looking card. Don't mean to hate on the guy too much. But with that, we're going to go into Fairy. Alright. Fairy's going to be very quick. We've only got 5 cards here. I think we've only got one. Florges Break. Gold looking Florges. Looking very pompous and full of herself, one would say. Very square, silvery pattern in the background with some green electricity coming off of her. Not sure it's good to be electrocuted, but she seems to not be minding it that much. I've got Mega Altaria EX full art version here. That same cool textury pattern there on the card that I can't feel. As if I can feel it, I'm rubbing the top loader like a fool. Got our characters here running across. Not sure what that says, but very cool rainbowy pattern. Again, just love these cards. They go as a very cool time for Pokemon. But with that, we've got Mimikyu GX. Kind of a standard GX card, but I believe it's worth a good bit of money. Fun fact about fairy types is they actually are not produced anymore, so I think a lot of fairy type cards have gone up in value simply just because they're not in production. They've switched over fairy types to being in the psychic type, sort of that same card, so they do not make a special category just for fairy types just because I believe there wasn't enough of them probably. Kind of a standard looking Mawile, Mega Mawile EX, characters running across the giant toothy maw there. Very cool card. And finally, we've got Sylveon EX from Radiant Collections. Got the gems here. We've got Eevee nipping on the sort of tail ribbon. Playful duo there. In a field of flowers, it seems. Very cool card. Very cool art style. One of my favorite cards, I think, that I own. I just really love, I'm a sucker for these Radiant Collection cards. Also helps that they're worth a bit of money. As you can kind of see, a little bit of damaging up there, though. Definitely not in the best condition. Could be worth a lot more if it was taken better care of when I was a little young boy, but alas, I didn't do that. So, okay, moving on. We've got fighting types. Starting off with an example of what I was talking about, kind of just accidentally left this card in. Didn't really catch it. Promo card, Aerodactyl EX. Bursting through the screen with his oddly round toes, hands. Not entirely sure what he's doing. He's kind of being weird, though. Probably going to throw that rock at my head. Ow. Got Aerodactyl VMAX here. We got two of them, in fact. V-Star. More recent than the VMAX cards, I believe. Kind of a cool sort of purple, blue, pink pattern going on with some sort of a mysterious orb down there on the bottom. White border. Kind of a cool looking card. These V-Star cards are pretty cool looking, I think. Next we've got Buzzwole GX. Very orange, very red, very strong, very sexy. Kind of a scary looking face though. But he's bulging muscles. Seemingly he's sweaty or something. He's got like beads of moisture on him. Absorption GX, that's kind of scary. Here you've got his rainbow version, even scarier, even stronger. Longer proboscis nose. Very scary, very strong. He seems to have flexed all his moisture off his body though. He's dry as something that's dry. We've got Carbink Break here. Very gold, very electric. We've got Flygon GX, Surging Sparks, full art here. That rainbow outline with that special Terra type. Wish I remembered what it was called. And here we've got Great Tusk EX, kind of being Loner Sigma out there in the desert. Almost like a whippoorwind or a whippoorwill. No, that's something in the ocean. Dust Devil. A Dust Devil, a tornado going on in the background, but he's unbothered just because he's so freaking Loner Sigma energy or whatever, something like that. Some sort of manosphere bullshit. Very cool looking card though, very arid. Kind of captured the vibe of the desert very well with that almost grainy texture on the card. Almost like pastel looking. Not pastel, but like the physical pastel, like art style. I don't know art, so I'm going to stop talking and stop acting like I do. And talk about this card, which is one of my favorite cards that I own. A very valuable card here with some sort of Team Magma Grunts, as well as their Zangoose, their Camerupt, and their Claydol, and of course, their Groudon. Don't know how they managed to quell this legendary Pokemon and capture him, but it's fine with me. This is a very valuable card. I remember a long time ago I found this card in a card shop and I had purchased it. I think back then it was probably worth like $40 or $50, and now it is worth way more than that, even despite its less than perfect condition. Still a very, very cool card. And I have the counterpart, which we will get to later in the video, but a card I love very much and I hold very dear to me. Kind of a turning point in my Pokemon collection, I feel like, back when I was younger. Very cool. There's something less cool, kind of more standard, is this Koraidon EX from the Scarlet and Violet sets. Koraidon EX, that sort of is typical rainbow outline. Green background though, kind of a cool color palette, I suppose. Got Lucario V-Star here. Staring contest apparently. Silver border like your V-Star cards. Again, I like that color palette, that sort of gold and white. Very cool. Gold and silver probably be more appropriate to say. Very cool looking. Then we've got Machamp VMAX here in this special VMAX form with his sort of anger clouds around his belt, his wrestler belt. Coming straight for you through the camera. Kind of scary. Very rainbow. G-Max Chi Strike. Very scary. He's going to block your chi, bro. Got Mega Aerodactyl EX. Bursting through the camera again. Just a regular EX, Mega EX card. Not the full art version, unfortunately. Still cool. Got Marowak Break here. I believe we've got 3 of these guys. Yep. No use looking at all of them. Marowak Break. Very cool. Got Mega Lucario EX, the full art version. Sort of normal Lucario in the background. Very cool, rainbow outline. I want to skip past this one though because I've got the much more interesting and much more rare version from the same set. Mega Lucario EX battling a Venusaur up on the tower. Very cool. Up in the sky, not really on a tower. I don't know why I said tower. Got something going on down in the corner there. Can't quite tell. Take a peek at that. Oh, that's a Kangaskhan. And who's he fighting? Oh, he's fighting frickin'... I low-key can't tell. Oh, I'm also not showing it to the camera. Look at that. We've got Mega Kangaskhan down there fighting something. Probably, I think Mega Mawile? I believe that's Mega Mawile. I really can't tell low-key. But anyway, I think we've got lots of stuff going on all over this card. That's a Mega Manectric fighting a Mega Abomasnow. Very cool card. Very intricate. Lots of the things I love. Very intricate, colorful background. Colorful foreground. Lots of things happening. Worth a lot of money too. I remember I pulled this card from a market price elite trainer box I got from a card shop right around the time college started. So about 9-10 months ago now. Very interesting time in my life. Not interesting, very pivotal time in my life. Was ecstatic when I pulled this. My first real valuable card that I pulled since getting back into Pokemon cards. Very cool card. Love this card. And from perfect order here, we've got Mega Zygarde EX. Kind of the same thing going on. Zygarde in the background. Mega Zygarde in the front. Purple and red background. Rainbow outline. Again, not very much texture on these new EX cards, which is a bit of a bummer, but oh well. And we've got this Probopass here. I've got 2 of them. Not worth very much. Still kind of interesting looking. Electric, sort of magnetizing things going on here. He's floating. Got his little bird freaks in the front. And we've got Regirock EX here. You can kind of see that pattern on the card, that texture. He's floating some rocks. He's doing some sort of mysterious things. And we've got Rockruff here, playing with Professor Kukui. Seemingly his Rockruff, cleaning up a mess he made. Very naughty dog. Got his sleep bubbles, sleeping like he pays bills or whatever, as the people would say. Single strike there. Very cool. Got this very cool looking Solrock card, playing with Illumise and Volbeat. I believe that's who that is. He kind of looks like he's just waking up, like he almost crashed from space or some sort of thing. But he's very cool, and a little bit of a clearing in a field of flowers on a mountainside. Very cool, very intricate, very rainbow. And we've got Swinub. He's from Journey Together. Chiller maxing in the snow, seemingly in like the winter times. Maybe spring is coming, it would seem. We've got looks like some new growth as well as some old dead leaves. And then we've got 2 Tyrant cards here. This from a Perfect Order trainer box. Perfect Order Elite trainer box from Pokemon Center, so that same thing. We've got the Pokemon Center version there on the left and the standard version on the right from the same Elite trainer box. And I believe I've got 2 of this guy. Yep. I'd be opening too many Pokemon cards, guys. Just don't do it. It's not worth it, probably. Kind of a cool, somewhat rainbow pattern there. Kind of cool. It looks like he's bursting through some rocks. Looks like he actually took a bite out of it. I think he took a bite out of everything in the background there. It's that big gaping maw. We've got Vibrava here, kind of just chilling on a branch. I like Flygon a lot. I like Trapinch. I like Vibrava. Very cool set of Pokemon. And finally, we've got 2. Kind of can't see it because of the post-it note, but we've got 2 of this Galarian Zapdos here. Looks like he's running at a Dugtrio, scaring him off like Roadrunner in the desert there. Kind of a cool, almost RuneScape-esque style on the background there. Everything's very geometric and low poly almost. Very cool. And that ends our fighting type. And we will be going on to fire, I believe. Yes, here we are. Starting off fire type. Got Breaks in here, chilling with Serena. Talking about hats, seemingly. Got a lot of things going on in the background here. They're sitting out front of a shop or something. Got a house and a lamppost in the background there. Very cool, very cool. Got this very Sigma-looking Ceruledge here. Giving you the red 40 stare through the card. Hating you for seemingly no reason with his ghostly blades. Very cool designed Pokemon, if you ask me. Some sort of a evil looking forest location. Very cool. We've got 2 of these Chandelures here, seemingly floating over a dinner table like he collapsed from the ceiling, like he was a real Chandelure. Real Chandelier, excuse me. Chandelure, one of my favorite Pokemon, I would say. I just think he's very cool concept. Very cool designed. And he's scary and he's good. He hits really hard. He's got really high special attack in game. Very cool card. Got Charcadet, Ceruledge's little brother, little cousin, pre-evolution. At a concert, seemingly. Oh no, I think he's at like a fighting ring. Probably watching somebody get beat to a pulp. Wishing he could be doing the beating. hoping to grow up and become strong one day. And we've got to the Charizard section here. So this card is in damaged condition, and you can instantly tell if we look at the back. There is a sticker on the back, and it's also in terrible condition, obliterated in the corners here. Don't remember where I got this card from, but I would never put a sticker. Actually, that's not true. I do remember. One of my friends, her older brother, had a collection of cards that he was not really using anymore. So I took those up. A lot of them in not very good condition, but you know what? That's still cards for the collection. And who doesn't like a Charizard card that's endlessly going up in value because scalpers can't get enough of Charizard? Got two of this Charizard here. I believe both of these were mine. Maybe one was not. Maybe one I took up from somewhere else. An XY promo card. Got Magmar in the background there. Flareon in the foreground. And Charizard charging up a big old blast. Very cool. Very red. Very orange. Very yellow. And got Charizard GX here. Going in for the kill, it looks like. Kind of cool. Full art. Got that rainbow texture, wavy texture. Pretty cool looking. Got Charizard V. I think there's two of them, yep. Two Charizard Vs here. Not much to say about this one. Kind of the same as the others. Kind of just lunging at the camera. Very angry, as Charizard often is. Now this Charizard here, he's different from the rest. He's nonchalant. He's acting like he does not care. Kind of just chiller and flying. Hovering, rather, in the sky with his pink background. Pretty cool. And then finally we've got Lance's Charizard V here from the Celebration set. Lance there, commanding Charizard to obliterate his opponent with a flamethrower. Probably going to catch a murder charge for that. Depends if Officer Jenny's there. I think I've only got one of these guys. Very cool Charmander. This is kind of a popular image in Pokemon communities on TikTok because he's just so cranky looking. Such a memeable face, lol. Things like that. Staring at this Pidgey, hoping to get a grab at that. Very cool holographic pattern there. Very cool textures on this card. Very intricate, ornate art. Love it. Love that card. We've got Chi-Yu EX here. Just one. Sort of swimming underwater, it seems, with the sunlight pouring through. Very cool color scheme there. Very ornate. Very awesome. And we've got Flareon EX here. Just got to check, see if we have two. These cards feel kind of thick. From the Radiant collection as well. Same as Sylveon and Pikachu. With those gems there hanging from the corner of the card. Got Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon there. Very cool. Looking very cute. Looking like dogs or foxes or whatever kind of creatures they are, begging for food or something with their heads tilted. Got full art Ethan's Ho-Oh EX here. It's from Destined Rivals. Ethan in the background, Ho-Oh in the foreground. Pretty cool. I got one of these Houndoom EXs. I think there's a different Houndoom EX I have two of. Sort of red, hellish background. Pretty old card, 2015, yep, 2015. Pretty cool looking though. Got Incineroar GX, best competitive Pokemon of all time. Not that I play. Bit of a LARPer, kind of a red background in his wrestling stance, textured background, very cool. Got full art Mega Camerupt EX here, sort of exploding his lava right on the screen. Kind of gross looking, not gonna lie, but kind of that blue contrasting color in the front there. Kind of a cool looking card, aside from the gross fire butthole. And then we've got a Mega Charizard EX. Don't remember exactly when I got this card, but it's a very cool card. I like the Mega Charizard EXs. I think Mega Charizard, both of them have a pretty cool design. Very cool blue contrasting colors there. They got this Mega Charizard X EX. Fortunately, I don't have the super rare version of this from Phantasmal Flames, unfortunately, as much as I would love to have it. Still very cool looking card with that full art, that almost sort of stained glass sort of colors going on in the background with the blue and the green and the pink. Very cool, breathing out some fire. And we've got Mega Houndoom EX. There we go. There's the one I have two of. Got those characters there. He's lunging through the screen. Kind of scary, not gonna lie. Not much to say about this one. Got this older Ninetales card here, 2016. Not that old. I guess I just completely lied. So this is from back when they were reprinting old cards. During 2016, I don't know what the set is called. But they were reprinting old cards for a nostalgia grab, and oh boy, did it work. People wanted those bad. But still, I think this is a very cool looking card. I like the simplicity of the hollow design. I like the hollow around the outside of Ninetales, and then the flames in the background, and the texturing. Very cool, very simple. I like it. I got this Ninetales here. I've got two of them. Don't know why, don't know how. They are looking very majestic, gazing up into the sky in the enchanted forest. The leaves falling down. Rainbow texturing on that. Very cool. We got this Oricorio Fusion Strike here Gonna pop that back into the sleeve. Doing some sort of a dance. Lesson in Zeal ability. Very cool geometric Pokeball looking background there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we've got this Oricorio EX. This came with the Phantasmal Flames Charizard Premium Collection box, as did that earlier Mega Charizard X EX, I believe. She's also doing some kind of a dance. Guess I shouldn't assume that it's a she, but very cool sort of fire rings going on around. Excited Turbo Energy. I feel like that fits, or not energy ability, excuse me. I feel like that very much fits for what's happening here. Very ornate card, very cool looking. Got Pignite here. It's from White Flare, kind of chudding around, don't really know what he's doing. Not gonna lie, kind of looking up at something. We've got Radiant Charizard, shiny color, very cool looking. Got Radiant Heatran, kind of same thing going on. Geometric holographic on the card there, you can see. Pretty cool. We've got this Rapidash. Now this is more pastel, I would say. Very pastel color scheme. Pastel reds and blues and purples. Very cool looking card. I think I bought this at a card store nearby just because I thought it looked so cool. We've got this interesting looking Reshiram. It's a reprint of the Celebration set from the older version. Don't exactly remember when this original version of this card came out, but it's still a very interesting looking card with a very, very unique holographic pattern on it. Then we've got Reshiram again here. This is from a Radiant collection, not sure which one, but very romantic looking Reshiram with the rose petals flying around, trying to riz up someone, possibly Zekrom. Who is Zekrom? Pretty cool looking. Pretty beat up card though, unfortunately. Got Reshiram EX, just a standard one here. Full art from the White Flare set. Very red, very swirly. We've got Salazzle GX coming towards the screen, attempting to poison and light me on fire. Very scary. Got a full art Scovillain EX with his rainbow outline, looking very cranky. I think Mega Scovillain is a very cool Pokemon personally. It's kind of interesting looking. And then we've got Simisear V-Star. This is one of my favorite cards in my collection. I just think it's such a unique looking card with all the Panseers floating around in the background and that gold and silver V-Star color palette. I was at a card show, I remember. I was debating so hard whether or not I wanted to buy this with my girlfriend. And I finally caved and I decided to buy it. And I'm glad I have, because it's just a very cool, very unique card. Not really any cards in my collection that look like this one with that same art style. I think that's why I like it so much. Very, very cool though. They've got this Talonflame here, flying through the sky. Guy who's 5 years old playing with Pokemon cards. Anyway, we'll put that down. Got this Torkoal here, chilling with some old dude. They're gonna start a fire in that kind of scary looking oven, not gonna lie. It almost looks like a freaking Diglett with the eyes up there. Some sort of a gaping maw. Very cool. I like the use of the foreground to kind of have the blurry plants in the foreground, as well as two other Torkoal kind of cheekily just chilling out there with the blurry leaves up there. That's what I was talking about. Sort of a potter's table. He might be a potter or something, I'm not sure. Got Turtonator GX, standard full art GX here with the textures. Probably aiming to shoot a fireball straight at our face there with his gaping nose. Very cool designed Pokemon that unfortunately doesn't really have much going for it competitively or anything like that. Got Ethan's Typhlosion. I remember I pulled this one a while ago too. I think back when Destined Rivals first came out, I was opening some cards and I pulled this. I was very happy. Unfortunately, I think it's gone down in value a bit since then, but that's alright. Still a very cool looking card. It's not all about the value, it's about enjoying the hobby and collecting cool cards, and cool was a very accurate way to describe this card. Sort of that zooming sort of lines going across the card there. Ethan commanding Typhlosion to disintegrate whoever he's fighting. Then you got this Victini here. This is from a Black Bolt White Flare Victini collection box that I opened. I remember this. I think I might have opened this on camera even. I'm not sure exactly, low-key. And then finally for fire, we've got this very chibi, almost cherub-like. No, not cherub-like at all. This very pastel-looking Victini here, romping through a field. Very happy, very quaint. Got X and Y promo card down there. Very cool card. Very unique card, I would say. And that concludes fire. Oh, and I'm knocking cards everywhere like a chud. Okay, chat. We have got grass here. And we're going to kick it off with an Amoonguss card. Very cool looking guy, Black Bolt set. Chilling with his other Amoonguss buddies in some sort of swampy area, I believe. Kind of just chudding out. We've got this basic Breloom V here. Not much to say about this guy. Single strike. Kind of walloping the camera. Probably going to do some damage there. Got this Bulbasaur. This is from the first Mega Evolutions set. With the new Mega Evolutions, I believe. Very cool. I think I actually pulled this. I was very happy about it. Actually, I think I pulled this from the same Elite Trainer box that I got my Mega Lucario from. That was very exciting. Very good box. Then we've got Chestnut Break. He's gold with his electricity, like all the others are. Got a full art Chestnut V here. Not sure how I feel about Chestnut. Kind of neutral on him, not gonna lie. This is a cool looking card though. I like the contrasting green against the red and yellow background. These cool Dustox here, full art Dustox. It's from Ascended Heroes. Sort of flying through the night, doing mischievous things, no doubt. Got Gloom here. Very cool looking card, almost psychedelic with these sort of colors going on. Those leaves have a nice texture against the background with the hollow pattern. We've got Weedles chilling up front and Gloom being nonchalant like they always are. We've got Golisopod GX here. Very green, very greeny Golisopod vibes. Going in for an attack here. Not gonna lie, I feel like I'm a little disappointed by Mega Golisopod. I don't feel like he needed any more legs. I feel like maybe beef him up a little bit, embrace his nature. This is a very cool Heracross card here. Standing on the side of the road, hope he doesn't get squished by a semi. That would kind of super suck. Kricketune V, another card that I accidentally left in. Got a lot of these in the grass section, I'm not gonna lie. But this is definitely not a card I accidentally left in. This is a very cool card. One of my favorites, I think. I'm just a sucker for these V-Star cards, I guess. But this is just a very cool looking Leafeon. Dipping their tail into some sort of a jar or something. Some sort of a magical elixir, possibly. Just a very, very cool. I love plants so much. I think Leafeon's a cool Pokemon. And this is just a very cool card. With all these sort of jars and these plants and flowers. Kind of goals, I'm not gonna lie. Just a very cool, very ornate card. Got a Lurantis GX, pretty standard GX card. I like that hollow pattern kind of follows the slash there on the card. That's a pretty cool detail. Mega Venusaur EX. I think I pulled this from a booster bundle. Not the super rare one, but still worth a decent little bit of cash. No doubt. We've got Mega Venusaur up top, and then normal Venusaur being absorbed by blue and yellow in the background. Got Meowscarada EX, golden version. Got two of them here. Looking very sassy as Meowscarada often does. No doubt about to cast a spell or do something with those scratching nails. We've got Mega Venusaur EX here. Just kind of not the full art version, but still a cool card. Like I've been saying. Pretty cool. We've got Radiant Serena. I've got quite a bit of these. I've got 4 of them, in fact. Just show you this one. Got that same geometric hollow pattern down here. I believe that is a shiny Serena, must be. I don't believe Serena is pink. Not very well versed on shinies, I'm not gonna lie. Got Rapid Strike Rillaboom V here with Drain Punch and Drum Rush. Looks like he's doing drum rush right now, if I would have to guess. Banging on his drum. There's another card I bought at a card show. Cynthia's Roserade, very cool looking card. Cynthia and Roserade both looking very nonchalant. Cheer on to Glory, that's a crazy ability name. I feel like Pokemon's kind of given up on their naming schemes here, I'm not going to lie to you. Superior EX, just a standard full art EX. Not much to say about this one. Green, patterned background. Superior V, again, pretty standard card. Whipping up a whirlwind of leaves, and hitting somebody with their vines. Now here's a cool card from the Radiant Collection. You can kind of see that interesting hollow pattern a little bit there, that texture. Shaman EX. Very cool. Shaman's an interesting Pokemon, kind of forgettable. Kind of in an opposite vibe as a Zeraora. Zeraora just kind of loses aura. Zeraora kind of just loses aura by being forgettable, but Shaman like kind of has that vibe of being niche. Like I feel like if you bring up Shaman in a Pokemon conversation, it's not because they're forgettable. I would say it's because they're like niche, you know? So I feel like if you're a Shaman head, it's like you're niche and you're cool. If you're like a Zeraora head, you're like a loser or something. I don't know. We've got Shelmet here, kind of just chilling out in the garden, taking a drink from the hose or something. Playing in a little bit of a puddle, low-key. Got some interesting looking plants up here in the foreground. Pokeball Reed, Pidgey. No, that's not Pidgey. That's P-Dove. Got some weird stuff going on up there, but pretty cool card. Got some sparkles around. Very cool. Got Shiftry GX here. Pretty standard GX card. His eyes are hollow. That's kind of scary. Again, the hollow pattern kind of follows the strike of his attack. Got Shuckle GX. Shuckle, another kind of niche Pokemon. Definitely someone's favorite. I think you can kind of picture somebody whose favorite Pokemon is Shuckle in your head, you know? Got Sinistcha EX. Somebody reading the newspaper in the background with Sinistcha kind of just hanging out there trying to peek at something. But a pretty cool color palette. I like the greens and how they kind of stand out from the browns and yellow beige colors going on in this card. Pretty cool. Tapu Bulu GX. Slamming into the camera. Very painful. Owie. Yeah, Tentacruel EX definitely left this card in on accident. Not much to say here. That sparkle pattern. This from Obsidian Flames. Here we've got Shiny. Sorry, I think I called this Tentacruel. This is Toadscruel. We've got Toadscruel EX here as well, but a shiny one. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Got some stars there showing that he's shiny. That's a cool holographic pattern. I like the sort of almost hypnotic circles going on in the background. They're probably a little difficult to see. There's a good angle for it. Got Serena GX here, launching a kick towards us with that strange looking body. Got Serena V, very pink background with some sparkles or dust almost, it looks like, around her. Probably dandruff. Probably should wash her hair. We got Turtwig here. Very happy looking, very quaint. Looks like he's about to walk off a cliff. I hope he notices that. Kind of a more realistic art style on this card. Pretty cool. I like it. And here we've got Whimsicott EX. Also forgot to take this one out. Very standard card. But that concludes grass, and we will be going on to normal. I lied. How could I be so clumsy? I forgot Yanma. Yanma's hanging out back there, hiding in the box, sitting on top of the water. Hope he doesn't get gobbled up by a big fish or a Gyarados or something. Probably not a Gyarados fitting in this little pond, though. But with that concludes grass, and we will be going on to normal. Starting off normal here, we've got our good pal Arceus. I got two of them. Very omnipotent as he is. Can't quite tell what's happening in this card. We've got something going on in the background. Looks like he's in a border between realms or something like that. Not entirely sure. And we've got Audino. Very cool design on this card. Sort of a mixed medium going on here. We've got yarn. Actually, not mixed medium, it's all yarn. Very cool. I think even the background might be yarn, but all this is definitely yarn. You can kind of see the details there. Even the stump is made out of yarn. And Audino is obviously like a crocheted little creature. Very cool. Bouffalant EX. Heard of Bouffalant here. I like the art style on this card. I think I bought this at that same card show as the Cynthia's Roserade. Just very cool looking card. This Cleffa, pretty standard looking card. Celebrations. Kind of an interesting attack there. Eek with like 7 E's. Not very often that you see like a grammatical error or anything cheeky like that in a Pokemon card, you know? Got Drampa GX here. Very cool pattern on his background there. I like that. Big Wheel GX. Draw 10 cards. That's pretty good. You got this legendary set, legendary collections or something like that. Dratini. Not entirely sure. I might have the set completely wrong. I remember I bought this at a game store near me. Very cool. It's gone up in value since then, so that was a good choice on my part. Very cool hollow pattern here. As you can see, I'm kind of just playing with it while I'm talking. Almost like fireworks. Love this card. Very unique. Got Dunsparce EX. Got 2 of them here. Pretty standard. Blue, almost bubbly background there. Not much to say. Got 2 of this Eevee as well. Promo card here. Very interesting Pokeball and, a Pikachu and Voltorb plushies there with Eevee. Seem to be Eevee's toys. Pretty cool, kind of just lounging and chutting out. Here we've got a herd of Flamigo, with one being kind of a chiller mode in the middle and the others being very eccentric, almost dancers, doing their thing on the ocean waves. Pretty cool. Don't know how they're standing. The water must be pretty shallow. Very unique card here. We've got this sort of hyper-realistic ferret that I almost just dropped. Pretty simplistic hollow pattern there, but that kind of feeds into sort of the design that's intended for this card, I would think. Pretty cool card. Not very many cards that are designed like this. Got Greedent VMAX here, the ultimate chud of Pokemon. Super greedy, pretty chunky. Max gimme gimme. I mean, literally, what can you even say about that, you know? Got Gumshoes here, Donald Trump. Oh my god. Donald Trump Pokemon here. Chasing a Rattata. Seemingly going to do harmful things to him. Got a Ho-Ho EX. Don't know why I thought there might have been two of them. Sort of channeling the sunlight down onto him. It's kind of aura farming here, not going to lie. Pretty cool looking. I got Lechonk. Now this guy's also max chudding out. Just ate a bowl of food. Didn't even finish it before he knocked himself out and just fell down on the tile and slept. That's kind of ultimate chud behavior, I'm not going to lie to you. Got Light Dragonair here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It's worth a little bit of money, but I just think it's a pretty cool card. Kind of aura farming, dipping himself in sort of a puddle of some sort of mysterious aura fluid with feathers falling down. Pretty cool card, I think. Got Lillipup here, stealing someone's hat. He's being very naughty, as dogs often are. Got Lugia V. Kind of a cool background there, almost like a action shot kind of thing with the sharp lines in the background. I like that. Reaching for us. Looks like he's doing like the, I'll put a picture of it up on screen. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know. We've got Mega Lopunny and Jigglypuff GX. If I had to pick, I think I would choose these type of cards to come back. The tag team cards, I think, are a super cool concept. I don't think we got to see enough of those. They were really popular for the set they brought, for like the one set they were in. And now all those cards are worth like an extreme amount of money. We've got Meowth here, kind of chudding out in the tree. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like the color scheme on this card. Looks like it was like hand drawn or like a coloring sheet. I think it's pretty cool. Give you a close look at that one. Kind of got a lot going on here. Pretty cool. Got a standard Meowth EX here. Just a full art. Not standard, but full art. Not much to say about this. Very yellow. Got a Noctowl Break. Just one. Lunging at the screen with his freaky talons. And then we've got Oranguru here. Pretty cool card. A lot going on here. Who's this in the background? I feel like I recognize that, but maybe not. He's doing something. Whap down. It's kind of inappropriate. But yeah, this is a very cool card. I like the color scheme on here. Vibrant colors. A lot going on. I like these busy Pokemon cards in a very sort of flat looking holographic pattern. Pretty cool. Got Pidgey here. I don't even know what's going on here. Like some sort of postal thing. I don't know. One's got their butt freaking sticking out. The others are all kind of just being funny looking. Very cool card. I always say I like the intricate, ornate cards, but I also like these kind of simplistic cards that almost don't take themselves too seriously. Got Pidgeot EX here. I think there's two. Yep, there's two. Pretty basic. Kind of just it's more like a slipstream background almost, like he's stirring up a wind tunnel or something. And then we've got from that same line, we've got that Pidgeot EX. The same set as that Pidgey card. Same like artist, I believe. Very cool, flying through. Probably not as cool as the Pidgey. And we've got the Pidgeotto from that same style of cards there. Put this one in the middle. I'd say my favorite is the Pidgey. I think that one's just kind of funny looking. Then I would say this one, and then I would say the Pidgeot. Got Raticate here. Sort of that same vibe as that Gumshoes. He's kind of very menacingly looking out from his alley. I like that the Rattatas have like glowing red eyes. That's pretty cool. Got Eradicate Break. Got 3 of them. Yep. Way too many rats. A couple rats is okay, but 3 rats, that's just too much. Back to our niche, our favorite niche Pokemon. We've got Shaman EX here. Another card from an old giant like X and Y box that I opened. Kind of got Shaman in the front there. Battling, it seems to be Mega Rayquaza there in the background. This might actually be Mega Shaman. I feel like Shaman has like a Mega form, but I might just actually be tweaking out. But still, this is a very cool card. Reminiscent of that old school Pokemon card style with the texture there. You can kind of see on the card. Very cool card. One of my favorites, I would say. I got 2 left here. Got the Smeargle making the freakiest little painting. I genuinely don't even know what he's making. Loki looks like he's making Okidogi. But I think when this card came out, I'm not even sure if Okidogi existed. A little bit of foreshadowing on the Pokemon Company's side. We got like a tweaker artist in the background there. He's freaking out over something. Very cool card. Lots of paint splatters everywhere. Sort of mosaic looking glass up at the top. Very cool. And our final normal type Pokemon, we've got Tornadus here. Whipping up a tornado, seemingly. How fitting. But with that, we will go on to Psychic types. Alright. Kicking off Psychic, we've got this Alakazam promo card here. I believe this was from the Mega Evolutions Elite Trainer box that I got. Pretty cool looking card. He's wielding his spoons there. I've got Galarian Articuno flying through the wintry woods, whipping up a snowstorm, it may look like. Probably about to super kill somebody. Kind of scary looking. Got Rainbow Secret Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Got this very cool looking Dedenne here. I like the color scheme on this card and the hollow pattern. Don't know who that is in the background, but a very cool card. Very cool color scheme, like I was just saying. Sort of a Dedenne GX, seemingly a fairy type terrestrialization there, I think. I'm not entirely sure, actually. But kind of a bland looking card, I'm not going to lie. This is a pretty cool card, though. We've got Fusion, Single, and Rapid Strike Deoxys. Kind of aura farming that he gets all three. Very cool. He's like seemingly upside down. Yeah, that makes the picture a little more clear. You can kind of see the world in the background there with a mountain. That's pretty cool. He's throwing some weird-ass stuff at us, though. We got Diancie here with some gemstones in the background. Pretty cool. Got Espeoniax. This is the other promo card that comes with the figure collection, the Prismatic Evolutions figure collection box. Espeon GX, just one. Cool hollow pattern there, lunging at the camera with that shiny gemstone on their forehead. Got Gallade, Wally with his Gallade here. Pretty cool, sitting on a field. Pretty plain card, but I feel like in this situation it kind of adds to the aesthetic of what's going on. I like the flower petals, the little tiny petals in the background. Cool little detail. Got Gardevoir EX here. Sort of that 2016 era Pokemon card style with that texture like I've been saying. Kind of an interesting hollow pattern, kind of just straight up and down almost. You can kind of see in the lights. Pretty cool. I think I've said that for every card. I think I've said pretty cool after every single card has gone down. So I'm sorry if that's gotten annoying and repetitive. This is a very interesting card. I think this is one of the cards I got from one of my friend's cousins. Cosmos Hollow, I believe. With that hollow pattern and those speckles in the background. This is like that same style as that Pikachu and I think a Scizor card I have later. I'm not sure exactly what set this is from though with that interesting style of border, but still pretty cool. Like that. I like that he's kind of fat looking low key. He's got a big like round belly there. It's kind of weird looking, but he's kind of funny at the same time. I like him. Got another Gengar here with the Misfortune Sisters from the Hisui region. He's kind of just chudding it up. He's laughing about something. A lot going on in this card, too. You can kind of see there. A lot of stuff. Gothitelle here. Summoning some moon powers. Kind of interesting. Other than that, pretty empty card. Not much to say about this one. Interesting reflection, though, down there. So maybe on some sort of a body of water. Got a Granbull V. Kind of interesting orange background there. Very grumpy looking. Hatterene VMAX. Almost in some sort of like the little main body's piloting a mech up there. You see that? Kind of cool. Got Jinx here. They got two of these. Yep. Two Jinx here. Don't know who that is. But Jinx is making some kissy hearts. Psychic Assault. Thought that did something else for a second. And Selfish Lips. Yeah, bro. I'm putting this card down. Mega Diancie EX. Ascended Heroes. I pulled this not too long ago, I think. Got those characters up there. Very cool. Got a Meloetta here. I think I got two of these. Nope. Must be this one. Meloetta singing a song. Meloetta is a very cool design. This is like, I think it's supposed to be like a musical staff with like the dots in the hair being notes. I think it's very cool. I think it's a very cool nod to music. And it's a kind of thing where I feel like somebody who may not know very much about music might not pick up on that. But I think it's a very cool detail that they've added in there. And also that the hair, this sort of hairpin on the side kind of looks like a treble clef. I'll put a picture of that up on screen. We've got Meloetta EX here. And this is the one I have 3 of. Yep, I have multiple of these. This is from a Radiant Collection set as well. Pretty cool looking. Just pick one to look at. Very sparkly pattern. You can get a better picture at the hair there with like the notes on the staff. Pretty cool. And actually, I think it might also be a microphone, I think. It looks like it's a micro. Oh, no, is that her hand? I can't tell what's that. No, the hand is going up here. I think it's like headpiece, hair clip thing. It's like a microphone. Pretty cool. Got a Mew here. I've only got one of these. X and Y promo card, holding a flower, floating through a field with a rainbow in the background. Pretty cool card. I think I've had this one for quite a while. Got a Mew EX. Is also a Radiant Collection one. Now this card I got from a mom of one of my friends who had started seeing my TikTok videos. So that's pretty cool. This is actually worth a good chunk of money, even though it's not in the best condition there. You can definitely see some heavy wear on the sides. Still worth a good little bit of money, so that's pretty awesome. Got Mew V here. Another one of my favorite cards, I think. Fusion Strike from that set, I believe. We've got Toxel in the background there. Smeargle. That looks like Toxtricity low amp form in the front. Can't tell who this is, if that's a Pokemon. Got Dreepy in the background there, and of course we got Mew in the center. Just a very cool card, I think. Not the most going on, but I still think, for some reason, something about this card just kind of is really cool to me. Got a standard Mewtwo here. XY promo card. Cosmos Hollow, worth a little bit, I think. Very cool. Oh my god, bro. Mewtwo's 6'7" and 269 pounds. Holy shit. Put this guy in the ring right now. Got a Mewtwo EX here. Just one of them. That's an interesting sleeve. Mewtwo EX powering up like Super Saiyan Goku there. This Mewtwo EX I've got two of. This is another one of those golden border cards from this sort of era of Pokemon. 2015, 2016. Haxorus, very cool guy in the background there. And that alternate Meloetta form. I don't remember what that's called, but got Mewtwo powering up. Sort of power of friendship fist raised in the air there. Pretty cool card. Worth a little bit of cash. Got Mewtwo GX here. Just one of these, I believe. Yep. Mewtwo GX with that geometric texture in the background. Pretty cool. Reaching his 3 freaky fingered hand out. We've got another tag team card here. Mew and Mewtwo GX. Some interesting things going on in the background there. Loki can't tell what's happening at all. So I'm not going to sit here and just stare at it. We'll move on from this one. But got Acerola with a Mimikyu here, seemingly stitching up the fabric. That's a risky business if you know anything about Mimikyu. Supposedly if you look under the hood, you get transported to evil hell dimension or something. Got a single Miscellaneous EX here. Some sort of bubbly pink background with that rainbow outline. Here we've got Mega Mewtwo EX. Mega Mewtwo X form, I believe. I think this is X. Pretty cool, punching through the camera. I believe Mega Mewtwo EX becomes a physical. Mega Mewtwo X does. Becomes a physical fighter, I'm not sure. Here we've got Mega Mewtwo Y EX, I believe. Got 3 of these guys. These 2 are the full art version. Just a standard one. This one's not super interesting compared. Got sort of a Rasengan blast in the back there, but this one's a little more interesting to look at. Pretty cool. He's got his giant head tail there. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We've got Munna floating in space. It's from Black Bolt. So the Black Bolt and White Flare sets only have Pokemons from the Gen 5 games, I believe, which is, Unova. We've got those Pidgeys in the front, or P-Dubs in the front. Loki never noticed that, I think. Munna's floating up to the moon, though. Doing something, probably stealing some dreams. Got Radiant Alakazam. Lightning Blast in the background, looking like low-tier god. Not gonna lie. We got Ralts here, seemingly doing something while this couple is unpacking or packing things up. I'm not entirely sure. We got a tape measure there. That's a cool little detail on the couch. It's a pretty cool card. Oh my god, I dropped it. I was in so much awe. Got a Reuniclus promo card here. Got 2 of them. Nope, just felt pretty thick. Reuniclus with 2 Solosis and a Duosion. We got Sabrina's Gengar here. This is another old card I got from my friend's cousin. This is worth quite a bit of money, I believe. It's a very cool card with Gengar sort of aura farming in front of the moon there, looking absolutely evil. He's level 42. Glad they specified that. Sabrina down there in the corner. Pretty cool. He's 4'11". He's pretty short. He's short king. We've got Solgaleo and Lunala GX here. And we've got the secret one there in the background. We've got Lily riding on top of Solgaleo. Riding to somewhere, who knows where. Light of the Protector GX. Here we've got the secret one I just mentioned, with Lily standing in the front and Solgaleo and Lunala in the background there. Pretty interesting hollow pattern there on the card. Pretty cool. Got Tinkaton EX. Standard pink background there. Fits Tinkaton's vibe pretty heavily, I would say. Not much to say about this one. We got Toxicroak EX here with a hair on it. Lunging at the camera, gonna stab you with those weird middle fingers of his. Smash uppercut. Oh my god, imagine that. Imagine that big freaking thing going straight through your jaw like that. That'd kill you so fast. Got Unknown V-Star. Wow, I'm so scared of this card I had a voice crack. That's kind of crazy. I don't have much to say about this one. mysterious orb going on down here underneath this V-Star power. Vespiquen EX, pretty plain. White background, ghost type. Terrestrialization there. Got Team Rocket's Wobbuffet. Cool art style on this one. I like that these two look the exact same, and so does that third person back there, kind of. Got a lot going on here. Some like stolen goods. We got a Drowsy going on here. And their secret hideout. Pretty cool. We've got Yamask. Some sort of an old rubble temple with this little freaky mask. I think there's an episode in Pokemon where he like puts that on Ash or something and it gets stuck on. But maybe I'm thinking of something else. We've got Zacian here holding a sword in their mouth. Pretty cool doggy. Very pastel-y looking colors. Field of flowers, like a mystical grove almost. And finally, we've got Zacian V. Picked this up at a card store with a Zamazenta V. It will show up in the next section with the steel types. Sitting on some sort of like a temple shrine, waiting for an attacker, an adversary. Very cool sort of background design there, if you ask me. Alright, second to last type here, we've got steel. Starting off here with this full art Aegislash EX. Aegislash is a very cool Pokemon. One of my favorites, I would say. Just think he's very cool. He kind of farms aura. Pretty cool. Coming towards the front of the card there. Not much to say about that one, not gonna lie. Dugtrio, a Alolan Dugtrio here. Kind of aura farming with his super cool hair and such things. I like the art style on this one. Got Ferrothorn here. Going through the trees. Cool art style, more realistic here. Certainly up to no good. He's got that mysterious look in his eye. Got a Jirachi here. This is a very cool looking card. Blasting some stars, doing some hopefully good things. I think Jirachi does. I think Jirachi's like the wish Pokemon or something. It is said to have the ability to grant any wish for just 1 week every 1,000 years. Yeah, bro. I freaking knew it. That's so overpowered, bro. If that was real, civilizations would be fighting over that constantly. Got Clink here. Sort of a gear mechanism going down there on the table. Don't know what that's about. Got another tag team card here. Very cool. Lucario and Melmetal GX. They're sort of gearing up to fight something. Not sure what it is. But it's a very ornate looking card. Got a more pastel card here with this Mawile. I like the purple hues in this. Even on the greens, everything's kind of like a muted, almost purpley color. Here we've got Mega Scizor EX that's popping out of the sleeve almost. Oh, very cool. He's like his jaws or his clamps are so strong that he's cutting through the fourth wall and crushing down on the words. Very cool. Got two Mega Steelix EXs here. One's the full art and one is the not full art. This is a pretty interesting time for Pokemon. I think when they were doing the dual type cards back during this 2016, they were doing a lot of things during 2016, it seems like. Really trying to branch out before they reined it back in, I guess. We have these dual type cards. They've kind of got like a slash down the middle in color. Not this one because it's the full art one. There's a couple other cards I think I have that you'll see and that also maybe you won't see just because they're in my bulk collection that have this kind of dual type thing. But I digress. We'll put these aside. We've got Duskmane Necrozma GX here. You got Necrozma sort of possessing Solgaleo here to make this new hybrid creature, Ultra Beast. Pretty cool card. That's an interesting, very wavy looking hollow pattern there. Pretty cool. And you've got Radiant Steelix, like all the other Radiants. I think that's a shiny Steelix, maybe. I'm low-key not sure. You can have no more than one Radiant Pokemon in your deck, so that's pretty interesting rule for those who know how to actually play the game. Revavroom EX here on this giant contraption doing something. Kind of scary looking. I think I bought this at a card shop, a couple dollars, like $3. I think it's worth a little more than that now, so that could be cool. Got the Scizor here, having a battle with another Scizor, doing this sort of aura farming thing where two samurai will like slash each other with their swords, and there's hair on the cards, and they'll stand after that and see who falls first, who's got the big gash through their chest, you know? You know what I'm talking about. Got this Scizor EX here, full art, smashing down on something. Very cool, very cool. We got Steelix here. Don't know who that is. She's looking nervous almost. I don't blame her with that kind of scary Steelix behind her, even if it is her own Steelix. We got Varoom here, doing some things. I think he's got smoke coming out of his mouth there, working on like a machine or something. Loki can't tell. This is a very busy looking card. Finally, like I mentioned earlier, we've got that Zamazenta V that I bought with that Zacian. Much more pink as opposed to the gray, or like bluish gray of that other one. Very cool card. Walking through the majestic forest. Maybe he's going to go find his buddy and they're going to have an epic battle or something like that. But now we are finally moving on to our final type, and that is water. Okay, now we've got the final type here, and that begins with an Articuno. I think I pulled this pretty recently in a video on TikTok, Journey Together here, from a booster bundle. Articuno flying through a frozen forest, probably their doing, I'm not gonna lie. Got a Celebrations Blastoise here, worth a little bit of money, I think. Pretty cool, like a base set Blastoise, but with a Celebration stamp. Speaking of a little bit of money, this is worth quite a bit, I believe. Very cool looking card. We got Gyarados and Vaporeon, two very popular water types, with Blastoise in the front, one of the most famous Pokemon of all, I would say. X and Y promo card. Don't remember how I got this, but I think I've had it for a while. Very, very cool. Another Blastoise GX, pretty plain here. We'll skip over this one for this one, because this is a very cool one. Another tag team with Piplup powering up a sort of water blast here, and Blastoise almost looks like he's pushing him forward with a water blast here. Going in for a battle of sorts. Very cool. Okay, we're so freaking back. Here we've got Calyrex Ice Rider VMAX. This black, orange, or not orange, yellow. Black, orange, and yellow sort of color scheme here, with like bleeds of purple coming in on the corners. Pretty cool there. Don't know why they decided to do those color schemes, but it's still pretty cool. We've got Chenpao EX. Pretty normal looking guy here, just kind of standing in the blue void. We got Clamperl sitting at the bottom of the ocean, looking up at the fish swimming above, the amorphous blobs swimming above. Another pretty cool card here. Pretty cool color scheme. I like the pink and the greenish color contrasts. They've got Underwater Clauncher here, just cutting off some vegetation. I don't know why. He's kind of just doing habitat destruction. It doesn't look like he's eating them. And we've got his older brother, Clawitzer, shooting a giant burst of water out of his giant claw. We've got Dark Gyarados. Evil Gyarados. Team Rocket's Evil Celebration set Gyarados. Another VMAX card here. We've got Galarian Darmanitan VMAX with his big old ball head. Don't know what he's up to, throwing a big old tantrum it looks like. Got Duat here, throwing some shells at some wooden targets. It looks like he's doing some target practice. Pretty cool. He's training arc. Training anime Sigma arc or whatever. Got Garchomp EX, very golden here, with a very thick rainbow outline. Pretty cool. He's got his water Terra type. That's why he's water. Full Art Glalie EX in the blue void. Pretty plain looking. Not much to say about that one. Got a Golduck break here. Greninja break. This is a very cool card. Greninja here, looking like living up to his name. Greninja EX, being very ninja-like, throwing some water shurikens. Very cool color palette on this card. I don't know what it is, I just like this one very much. Almost like a whirlpool going on in the background. Very, very cool. Got Iron Bundle here. Future Iron Bundle, the future Paradox version of Delibird. Shooting himself along an ice bridge there with Hyper Blower ability. Pause. We've got two Kyogre EXs. Team Rocket Kyogre EX. Team Aqua, Kyogre EXs. I've got them in two different sleeves, I think, because I'll probably set one up in like a picture frame and keep the other in the collection. Now these are obviously the counterpart to the Team Magma's. I'll put one down to the counterpart to the Team Magma's Groudon EX. Very, very cool card. I don't remember how I got these. I remember I got one from one of my friend's older brothers, but I don't remember how I got this one. But I've had it for a pretty long time. Got the Team Aqua people and their Pokemon. Got a Walrein, a Viper, and a Sharpedo, and of course Kyogre there. Very, very cool card. Like the ones that feature people and Pokemon in them. Now moving on, we've got Kyurem VMAX that I've almost dropped. Got his clouds above his head and that typical VMAX whirl, like wind swirl thing going on. Got Manaphy here, floating around. I got two of them with, I think it looks like Fion in the background, right? Up there, or my thumb. Got some Love Disc down here. It's a promo card. Love Disc up top, too. Pretty cool underwater card. Got Fion EX full art here. Pretty interesting looking yellow outline around Manaphy. Don't know why. Got a Mineral Pump as an attack. I think that's just kind of like a real life thing. I'm not sure on that. Got Mega Blastoise EX here. One of those Mega cards, the older Mega cards. Gonna pop that back down on the sleeve. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Got Mega Frostlass EX. Here's a newer one. This is from Ascended Heroes. It's a pretty cool rarity marker there with the pink and green star. Got the characters going across the front. Pretty cool. I like the color scheme on this card with the gray and the yellow and the purple.
Here we've got Full Art Mega Glalie EX. This would evolve from that Full Art Glalie EX we saw earlier. His giant gaping mouth about to clamp down on the Mega Evolution rule box. Pretty cool there with his yellow aura beams and his beady red eyes. Got Mega Gyarados here, shiny Mega Gyarados. Wait, no. I think regular Gyarados, shiny is red. I think Mega Gyarados is just always red. Actually, that might be a super lie. I'm not sure. But anyway, pretty cool. He's very angry looking, as Gyarados often is. Got two Milotic here with, I forgot this guy's name, in the background. Pretty cool. Got Mega Swampert EX. I've got two of this guy as well. Reaching through the card here, as you can see. Giant big red cheek spikes. Pretty cool. Got Oshawott. This is from the same set as that Duat from White Flare. Sleeping around on some sort of a towel or hammock or something. Looks like he's suspended over water though. Not sure what's going on there. Some sort of flotation device possibly. And here we've got Fion floating through the water. Got some Wailmer and some Wailord in the background. Wailord's big freaky mouth is open. That's actually kind of super scary. The ocean's pretty scary, guys. Quackaball EX. Golden dancing with his rainbow outline there. Very cool. Very eccentric. Very dancey. Very, very cool. Quaxwell fixing their sort of hairdo, I guess you would call it. I think it's hair. It probably isn't hair, but it kind of looks like hair. I think that's kind of the point, you fool. What are we talking about, yo? Pretty standard hollow pattern there, but very cool. I guess it looks like I guess I didn't realize. I think this is a mirror, and he's kind of fixing himself up in the mirror with, like, you got toothbrushes and toothpaste there. We got, like, some lotion, some hair products, and a brush. Pretty cool. Got Seismitoad EX here, full art. Looks like he's about to put a big wall up into the camera. Kind of cool, kind of gradient, bubbly background there. That's pretty cool. One of my favorite cards, I think, that I have. We got Misty and Starmie here. Starmie V. Misty chilling on a flotation device, and Starmie just floating along in the pool. This card is worth quite a bit. That's probably why I like it so much. But still, I think even outside of that, very cool card. Very cool, like, color palette on this card. Very vibrant, very vibrant. Got a Alolan Vulpix V-Star here. Pretty plain V-Star card. You've got Wailord surfacing here. That's so horrific. Imagine being that ship in the background and you see that. It's so over for you. Lots of cool underwater coral, though. Not sure why Wailord is in this section of the ocean. Seems like they'd be primed to getting stuck. Probably not a good idea. Still a very cool card with a very cool color palette. I like you can kind of see the sunset in the background. That's very, very cool. And we've got Weavile here with, I think that's Cyrus in the background. They're both aura farming. Why are they hitting that pose? They're kind of hitting that. Kind of crazy. Water type that uses dark energy. That's pretty unique, I feel like. Would be difficult to use in a deck. But oh well. And our final water card is Wiglet. Wiglet here, we've got Skrelp there, we've got Love Disc, we've got Psyduck, we've got more Wiglet. Got a big wave crashing over. Who's that in the background? Is that a Slowpoke? It is. There's a Slowpoke up there on the beach. More Love Disc in the front ground here. And that concludes all of our water type Pokemon. But wait, we're not freaking done yet, yo. We got more stuff. Trust. Quickly, before we get into the items and the trainers, this is my deck box here. And I've got a few cards in here that are pretty valuable, but I didn't take them out of my deck because I do use this deck on the rare occasion that I play. So here are the 4 cards we've got that are worth anything in this deck. We've got a Poltegeist V here. We've got a Muck and a Alolan Muck GX. Pretty cool. We've got Braixen and Charizard GX. And we've got Radiant Greninja here. It's a poison and fire deck. And the Radiant Greninja is only there because it helps to draw cards, I believe. I actually don't know, and I didn't read the ability when I just pulled it out. I'm not going to. So we've got items and energies here, and we've got trainers over here out of frame. So we'll get through that, and then we've got the grand finale of the collection. So we're starting off here with these grass energies here. Pretty cool. Got this basic fire energy. We got 2 of them. Got this air balloon. I think I pulled this pretty recently. This is part of the Mega Evolution set. We got these Amulet of Hope and Brilliant Blender. These pink trainer cards. I don't really understand why they made them, but they're pretty interesting, I think. I don't really know much about them, so I don't have much to say, but the holo pattern's kind of cool. Got Energy Switch here. Golden Energy Switch. Pretty cool. Sucking up a fire energy. Gonna switch it over. We got Enhanced Hammer with a Pokeball pattern there. Got Gapejaw Bog. Very golden. I like the golden outline on everything with a Stunky there. Niche Stunky reference. Got Life Herb. Very golden. Very healing. Another pink one. Megaton Blower. Kind of just a weird ass device.
Mysterious Treasure. Don't know what this is at all, but it's kind of cool looking. Got Neutralizing Zone, whatever that means. Got Pokepad. I do remember pulling this pretty recently. I think this is perfect order. And finally, we've got Sparkling freaking Pink Crystal. And now we're going to do the favorite cards I like to collect, which is the trainers. And I've got a fat freaking stack of them, so lock the hell in. Starting off the trainers, we have Adventurer's Discovery, holding up some sort of mysterious discovered orb from this treasure box here. Pretty cool. And we've got 2 Atticus cards here, one where he's in his ninja form, and one where he's in his schoolboy form. Why does he look 30 in this one and 12 in this one? Not entirely sure, but he's got his nails painted. Pretty cool. Got Bianca's Devotion here. Looking very excited about something. Not entirely sure what, but she's got aura. She's got like ghost orbs around her. We've got Blacksmith here. It's a pretty old one. From that sort of, I think it's from that same X and Y, that big X and Y premium box I opened when I was younger, which would be worth so much money now. So, oh well. Kind of an interesting beard here. Pretty out there choice for facial hair, but you know what? He rocks it. Got Brashus here. Prismatic Evolutions, I believe. Pretty cool. He's got his whip. Got Briar. Not sure what set this is from. Got Bridget. This is a pretty old card. Had this for a super long time, I think. One of my first full art trainer cards. I think this is one of the cards that I was like, wow, I really want to start collecting these cards. I like this card a lot. But yeah, pretty cool card. She's in some sort of digital matrix in the background. I'm not entirely sure, and I'm also not sure where in the franchise she's from, because I've never seen her outside of Pokemon cards. This is a very cool trainer card here. Very unique style. Almost Animal Crossing-esque. It's very chibi art style, and Clive, the subject of the card, kind of hiding out down there, doing something. Being a creep, probably. Got Colress's Experiment here. He's tuning in to something in his ear with his freaking tablet there. Gonna do some experiments, likely. Got Copycat, this little kid here, copying Marnie, Leon, and Rose. Got Daisy's help here. What she's helping with doesn't look like much, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe giving a little bit of advice. Dawn, I remember I pulled this one. This is from Phantasmal Flames. Pretty cool. Delinquent, this is another older X and Y card. She's got blue lipstick on, and Mighty Anna is rubbing up on her, wagging his tail. Oh, that's super cool. You can kind of see the tail movement. Pretty cool Minin jacket. Like the blue and black and yellow color scheme. She's very fitted up. Got Drayton here. Pretty bland guy, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of cool mountain background though. He's pointing his finger at something. Got Secret Eliza's Sparkle here from Fusion Strike. Pretty cool hollow pattern there. Got MC's Hype. Hyping up the crowd as an MC would. Pretty interesting Pokeball earpiece there. Microphone, and she's all fitted up with a freaking golfer's hat or something, or it's like a little hat you'd see on like a stereotypical cartoon accountant, I feel like. Erica's Hospitality. This is a very pretty valuable card, I think. Very pretty valuable. Yeah, whatever that means. She's holding some sort of mysterious flower though. Pretty cool background too. You got Gita here. She's chilling on the stairs reading a book. Reading literature. Some more books down here. Sitting on some stairs. I don't know, that's kind of super performative. Why would you be reading on a set of stairs? Doesn't make any sense. Got Giacomo here, kind of in his uniform, kind of looking like a chud. What's his hair remind me of? His hair low-key looks like Roaring Moon. Got Giovanni's Charisma. Now this guy's pretty rizzy. He's commanding. Look at that rat clutches fist of rage stance he's in. Got Grimsley's Move. I think he thinks he's eating, but he's kind of not. He's kind of being chud-like, I'm not gonna lie. Especially in the spooky forest. Got Double Guzma here. Guzma's low-key chill, bro. Oh, why's he got an X on his back, though? Why's he got an X on his back, though? He loves repping Team Skull. I don't know why he's crossed out the Team Skull on his jacket. But anyway, pretty cool card. Pretty cool villain boss in Pokemon. Guzma and Hala here. That's a pretty random tag team, if you ask me. But I still really like this card. I like the art style. I like how Guzma's pretty bewildered at what Hala is doing. He's trying to copy him, but it looks like he's failing. They're trying to hit a Z move pose. That's kind of aura. Also, I think he doesn't even have a Z band on, a Z bracelet, so it's probably going to be difficult for him to do that. We've got Hex Maniac. She's kind of actually insane. Those long nails and spiral eyes. She'd probably hurt you, stab your eyes out. She's kind of freaky. A pretty cool card. Jasmine's Gaze here. Okay, so that's Jasmine. So the girl who was with that Steelix earlier, that was Jasmine. That's her, I believe. Got Jacques here. We've got another Jacques here. I don't have enough top loaders, so that's why these two different cards are in the same thing. I like this one a lot more. He's kind of chilling out, more environmental. He's like
having a crash from all of his busy work. Got Kabu here throwing a Pokeball out. Nope, throwing an Ultra Ball out in the heat of battle. Looks like he needs to work on his leg gains though. There's like no quad definition there. He's got to lock in. I get he's old, but I mean, come on, man. Got Karen here doing some freaker ass pose. Don't know why she's doing that, but she is. Pretty cool card. Like I said, I like these trainer cards. I don't know why. I think they just have a sweet spot for them. Holy stutter, bro. Got Karina here summoning her Lucario to Mega Evolve. Very cool sort of star holographic pattern there you can see in the shining of the light. Got Larry. He's super depressed. Pretty cool. Not proud, bro. Okay, I gotta stop saying. How about I say literally anything except pretty cool from now on? If I say pretty cool, the video ends. No, I'm just joking. That will be over in about 2 minutes. Got Lusamine here, opening her arms in a feigned welcoming stance. If you've played the game, you know she's a little bit evil. Got Mila here. Mila, not sure. Very cross with somebody. Sort of an almost, getting an almost sort of kind of like a fake anger, you know? Like a bashful anger. Got Melanie here. Just one of this Melanie. Also throwing out an Ultra Ball. Just like Kabu. 2 more Melanies here. Frying out some food. Some delicious looking food. Is that a pancake with like just red spiky things in it? What is she possibly making? There's an ice cube here. Well, she's obviously making pancakes, but like, that's horrific. That's a snom like dessert food thing. Oh my god. Imagine eating a dessert that looks like a Pokemon. I guess we kind of do that sometimes, don't we? But like, Pokemon are real. Like, let me think. Do we like eat any food that looks like it's designed to look like animals? Like, I think that would be like eating a cake you've like shaped to look like your dog. That's just kind of insane. Got Miriam here looking very cheeky. Got a secret Misfortune Sisters here. They're very rainbow. Not much to say about this one. Pretty cool texture on the card though. We've got N, super aura farming like he always does. Just kind of admiring this card a little bit. Pretty cool. I like the texture on that. Got Nita here. Don't know what she's from either. I've never seen her before, but she's got a very eccentric outfit. Got Opal here, also throwing out an Ultra Ball. So I bet all the gym leaders from this region have their art variation where they're throwing out an Ultra Ball. That's a pretty cool thing. We got Ortega in his schoolboy outfit, and then we've got Ortega not in his schoolboy outfit. 2 of these ones holding out his dastardly staff. Trying to aura farm with his bowl cut, his pink bowl cut with his starfish head. I'm sorry, little bro, you're not aura farming. But your background is very cool. You've got some very cool flower colors back there. But we'll work on the aura. We've got 2 Paldean student cards here. Just very slightly different from each other. Different students, but same ability, same kind of thing going on. Still pretty cool cards. I like these cards. Got Parasol Lady here. Dancing in the rain as she would probably do, as she seems to like it so much with her galoshes and her raincoat on. Got Penny here, looking very lonely and depressed and in school alone. I don't know why. I don't know why she's in school when it looks like the sun is setting, but you know, pretty cool art style though. Like you can see her Eevee backpack there in the background behind her. Got Perrin here prepping for a photo, beckoning you to come forward with a sort of a Redditor hand going on. Pokemon Breeder. I hope she's not the one doing that. That would be problematic. Professor Birch's observations, excuse me. He's running. He's about to step on us. He's taking notes. He can't even frickin' see. He's so distracted. He's negligent. Don't put this guy behind the wheel. Got Professor Burnett. Forget what she's from. I've seen her before, though, but I really can't remember, low-key. She looks like she's in her office, though. Oh, my God. Try not to drop the card challenge. Professor's Research from Celebration set. Professor Oak, the classic man, the Mr. Pokemon himself. Another Professor's Research. I like this one a little more almost. I think the color palette on this one is very unique, very cool. Sunset Golden Sky, and she's kind of just chiller maxing there. Pretty cool card. Got Rika here. Don't know what's up with them. I think they're from Scarlet Violet DLC, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Pretty cool looking card, though. I like the background, a stroll through the streets. I like the car kind of in the foreground there. Very nice setting up the scene in this card. I like this card. Roxanne in a museum, it looks like, with fossil Pokemon, all these rock types. Her favorite famously. Gen 3 rock type Gym 1. Here's Ruffian. He's reaching out a hand to you, probably to offer you a proposition that is no doubt going to be bad for you, as his name would suggest, as he's a little bit of a ne'er-do-well, a ruffian of sorts. Here we've got Swaro, washing his hands, about to prep some food, with his greedy-ass Squovette there, and his Jigglypuff and his Delibird. These two were kind of like food themed, I suppose. Maybe not this one, but definitely not Jigglypuff. I don't know why Jigglypuff is there. Like, little bro, you're not gonna help make the food. Got Schoolboy here wiping his nose. Get those boogers off your fingers, little bro. Got Shauna here. This is a very cool card. Pretty old. Kind of a interesting shirt she's wearing, though. 3 bows. Just kind of seems nonsensical. And frilly jean shorts. Like, Pokemon fashion is kind of strange, yo. Got Skyla here, doing a stretch. Don't really have much to say about this card. Kind of a cool hollow pattern, though. You can see a little bit. Like, the little, like, radiating out squares. That's kind of cool. And almost like a wing there. She's a flying type trainer, for those who don't know. Got Swordward and Shieldbird here. These guys are actually the worst, like, chuds ever, bro. They're super annoying in the game. Just fucking look at them. I don't need to say anything. I'm just gonna let you look at them for a couple seconds. They're like actually ultra chud incel, bro. Steven's Resolve, very plain looking card, I'm not gonna lie. But I think he's got something in his pocket that's glistening. He's got thick rings on his fingers, ready to beat anyone up like they're brass knuckles. Kind of scary. Team Flare Grunt, I like this card a lot. Vibrant colors, I like the Team Flare Grunts look like they're so serious. But I think anyone who's played a Pokemon game knows that the evil villain grunts kind of go down like nobody's business. So, yeah, I don't know. Team Flare Grunts looking pretty stylish, though. We'll move on to the next card. Got teammates here. Don't know what they're doing. About to have a Pokemon battle, it seems like. One's a lot more excited than the other. Got Tulip here. Don't know what she's doing. She's looking almost seductive, like she's trying to seduce me. I don't appreciate it, Tulip. If you could please back off. The lights are behind her. She's like standing on like a window or something? I low-key don't know. I can't tell. Got Time here. This is from, what's the game, yo? Scarlet Violet? No, yes. This is from Scarlet Violet. She's one of the gym leaders. She's got like a name tag on. She got like a conference or something. Probably. Don't know. Got Volkner here. Look, he looks like Naruto's dad. Putting on his jacket, I think. Gearing up to go beat up some kids, no doubt. Don't know. And we've got Volo here from Pokemon Legends Arceus. He's kind of aura forming up on the shrine there, but ready to battle you and like fight you in one of the hardest Pokemon battles of all time. And finally, the last trainer card is Zinnia's Resolve. Very cool looking card here. She's aura farming with her cape flowing up. I think Zinnia you fight at the end of like Gen 3 or something, or maybe I think it's maybe just Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, I think you maybe just fight her at the end of those games. She's like fighting with Rayquaza or something like that, but I don't know. Pretty cool card. I don't know, I think Zinnia is kind of an aura character, even though she's not very present in the series. And with that, we have everything done except for the grand finale, sort of the magnum opus of my freaking collection. And I'm going to show it to you now.
But first you have to like and subscribe on this video and...
No, I'm just joking, chat. Here it is. The biggest prize in my collection. That's right. Just a Master Ball Eevee from Prismatic Evolutions. No, I'm just kidding. So I actually have a video of this up on my TikTok page. In the Prismatic Evolutions premium figure collection box thing, whatever, I actually pulled the God Pack. So for those of you who don't know, the God Pack has this Master Ball Eevee at the very front of the pack. And then the rest of the cards are all of the super valuable EX cards from Prismatic Evolutions. Of course, I'll give you all a good look at all of them in depth right now. But altogether, this is by far the most valuable thing in my collection. So beginning here, we've got this Master Ball Eevee, which is not worth very much by itself comparatively. Still a pretty interesting card though. And then we have Eevee EX, flowers in the background, rainbow DNA ability, that Stellar, that's what it's called, the Stellar Terra type. All of these cards have the Stellar Terra type, Stellar Terra type, excuse me. They all have this rainbow border, this very stereotypical Prismatic Evolutions look that all these cards are famous for. Leafeon EX here. Another very cool Leafeon card. Prancing through the forest. Lots of flora around. Got the Espeon EX. What I appreciate about these cards is that they all have a slightly different art style. They don't all follow the same stereotypical Pokemon art style. They're all unique from each other. Got Vaporeon EX here. Almost like a mosaic stained glass art on this one. Very, very cool. Jolteon EX here. Sort of leaping forward. I like that like blast that's behind them. Very cool. Glaceon EX. the most monochrome card, I would say, in this. Very symmetrical here. Pretty cool. Like a snowflake almost. It's probably what they're going for. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We've got Flareon EX. Like a sort of artistic flame going through with some sort of like dial in the, like a sundial in the background. Not a sundial, but you know what I'm trying to say, yo. And all of these cards have a Terapagos up there. Because I think all the stellar Terra types all have that same Terapagos like gemstone crown. That's very cool. Sylveon EX, perhaps the most famous evolution, possibly. Maybe not in terms of the TCG, but oh my god. Maybe not in terms of the TCG, but in terms of like all things ever. Maybe, I suppose. Probably one of the most popular evolutions. Very cool color scheme on this card, very fitting of Sylveon with the pink, the blue, and the white. And finally, the most valuable card in my collection, and if not the most valuable thing in my collection, I'm not entirely sure, but it's close, is the Sunbreon. The Umbreon EX. The chase card for many collectors. Very cool looking card, obviously. Extremely valuable. Sort of this symmetrical, ornate thing going on down here with the sun in the background. Super aura farming there. I mean, I just don't have very much to say about this card. It's just almost surreal that I have these in my collection. I think this is just an incredibly cool card. But with that, everyone, that is the end of my collection. If you've stayed till the end, consider subscribing. It helps me out and it lets me know that this video is reaching the right people and that you enjoy this kind of content. And with that, I have nothing else for you. Goodbye!